I'll just wait for social media to catch up. I'm just putting the link in the comments so that I can see your names. If you're on Facebook, because you have to basically click on the link on the post before you come into the video to give your Facebook permission to see your profile, so I can see who I'm talking to once you pop up. So I'm just going on all the Facebooks now and just clicking on there. I'll let Facebook catch up as well while I'm doing this. Excuse me. I can see a few of you come on. Evening all. Lee Ashby here, Mutt across the Speedway Memories. Hope you're all good. Just literally, for all you guys that just come straight into the video, I'm just trying to put the link in here. So hopefully people will be clicking on. So Mr. Frank Sorensen, how's it going, buddy? He's sorted his. I can see yours, James. Hope you're all good. Not sure who that is, but hopefully you'll register your name and whoever that is as well, but evening to both of you. So basically, you can either come out of this video, if you're on Facebook, you either come out of this video, click the blue link that's on the post and then come back in the video and it gives your Facebook permission, or you can click on these links that I've put in the comments on a couple of my Facebooks there. So you can click on that, give it permission, and then I'll be able to quote you on screen like Frank there. So when you say a comment or whatever, I'll be able to quote you. So there's another one that needs to, but good evening, whoever that is. Hello, not sure who that is either, but hopefully you'll register as well. Where's the charger, Lee? It's in my room with me right now, if you want to come and get it. So it charges really quick, that one. So Paul's all set up. Look, hi Paul, hope you're good. Evening, Kaz, how are you? Hopefully you're good. So that's how it should look. So if you want to ask a question to Mike, I can quote you on screen like so. But obviously, if you don't register, it's just going to say Facebook user and I won't be able to. So you can either click on these links that I've put in the comments. It's just down there if you can get it, if you can reach. It's down there, Lee. Why's she laughing? Can't do this when I'm live.
Get it out.
Oh yeah, story of your life of it. Can't get it out. All right. I was just using one of the chargers on my phone to get my phone charged up quick because it's very quick. It's one of mine that's been stolen, basically. So right, yeah, so you either click on one of these links in the comments and that will give you permission, your profile permission, then I can see you. Like Lainey asking me where the charger is. Hello, Lynn. You're all good? I can see you. Evening, I'll drop you a message for the details later when I open the laptop. Okay, Jason, thank you very much on them 2 transponders. Yeah, appreciate that. I know I've got to send them all back to you, but it won't be good for my OCD if I don't have everyone's transponders down. It's already freaking me out with those 2 missing. Hi, Peter. Hopefully you can, hope you're good. Hopefully you can click on that link. You either click on this link in the comments, have a look and find it. You just click on it and then it gives your Facebook permission with the privacy. Or just come out, anyone on Facebook, just come out of this video quick. You'll see the blue link. Look, I'll show you actually. That's what it looks like, look. So normally everyone just clicks on the video and goes straight in. But if you see, look, it goes, I'm going live with StreamYard. Before leaving a comment, please get StreamYard permission to see your name, and then you click on that blue link, streamyard.com Facebook. Then I can see your profile. So you either do that, or I've put a few of the links in the comments. If you scroll up, hopefully you'll find it. Hello, Dean. Dean and Terry Broadbank watching. Brilliant. Been getting a bit of help from the Broadbank family setting it up with Mr Mike Broadbank, his son Joe, and his son as well. I've all been helping out. We've had a little test before we come on, and fingers crossed it'll be all okay. So thank you very much to all the Broadbanks. It's cool as well to get a Swindon legend on. Not done too many of them actually. To start with, it started out, oh, I better not be too biased trying to get all the Swindon legends, and now I just haven't done any too much. Trying to get another one on soon as well. I've been emailing back and forth with Barry Briggs, and I tested one day with Tony Briggs that sorted out with me as well. So hopefully we'll have another Swindon legend to come. I've also been talking to OV Funding, You can actually see a race jacket up here, signed by OV Funding, that I got the other day. By the way, that's going to be for a speedway competition as well. So I'm going to have a few speedway competitions coming up. As soon as I get my motocross event out the way in just over a week's time, then I'll be doing a few cool speedway competitions. You may have seen that I did a speedway competition with an Ivan Major, a Troy Lee designed sprayed up helmet that was done for Ivan himself, and he signed the helmet. I did a competition on that. That's the only speedway one I've done. So everyone sort of may be aware of my motocross ones I've done and stuff. I'm collecting a little bit of cool speedway memorabilia, but just like quick, small comps, you know, like 50, 60 numbers of a few quid for tickets and things like that. So I'm going to have this OV Funding signed race jacket. I've got a golden hammer. Everyone will remember the golden hammers, Cradley Heath big event. I've got like a golden hammer they presented to the riders when they rode there. I've got one of them. I've got an Ivan Major book that's been signed by Ivan Major. I've got a Jano Pedersen pictured frame that he's signed on there when he won his world championship on the podium. I'm just trying to think what else I've got. Sure, I've got some else. I've got I've got a Chris Pusey England jacket coming as well. What else have I got? Sure, I've got something else. I'm sure I've got something else, but I can't think of what it is. But anyway, yeah, so I've got some cool speedway ones coming up. And no, I don't have many seats, Frank. I've only got the one, which is this one from Todd Kurtz that I got off a buddy when I swapped some motocross shirts. And obviously he gave me that as well. The last Lee Adams boot he wore at Swindon at his testimonial, he literally took it off in front of him and then signed it. So that's pretty cool. And I've obviously got that front cover of Lee's as well from the same meeting. And the even the thing, lanyard thing as well. So that's cool. All these pictures. There's my dad. Behind that is Eric Gunderson. You've got Gary Avalot, Michael Lee. Behind here, I've got Bruce Pennell and Eric Gunderson. All done by Mr. Steve Irvine. Irvine or Irvine. I must double check with him what that is. Evening, Colin Richardson. Hope you're good in Dubai. Hopefully I'll get you on soon. Hi, Mark Anderson. How's it going? So you're working. Even the man, Andy Hobbs, has stopped watching Emmerdale Farm for this. Can't wait. Hero and friend. So proud of Mike. Also, a big shout out to this man, Andy Hobbs. He let us have an amazing once-in-a-lifetime trip on his super yacht, which was unbelievable. And I brought a few Speedway legends with me, and one of them was Mike Broadbank and his son Joe, and Andy Graham and his wife Jill, and some family and stuff as well. Unfortunately, Mr. Norris, Dave Norris, couldn't make it, or Barney Kennett, but maybe another time. But yeah, it was an amazing time, and to get spent time with some legends like Andy Graham and Mike Broadbank was unbelievable. And I think Andy enjoyed it as well, having his hero on the boat as well, I'm sure. So yeah, it was really cool, really cool. On Lucky Ash we were, so that was cool. Mental, it was unbelievable. One of the best days of my life, 100%. Even conquered a few fears. Don't like heights, don't like open sea water, and I jumped off top of the super yacht with Mr. Joe Broadbank and Andy Graham, like you do. Talked into it by Andy, by the way. Cool. Thanks, Mike, for coming on. Mike was before my time. Not sure who that is, but hopefully you'll get yourself hooked up before we come on. Come on, Lee. Get more Swindon legends on, mate. I do enjoy any of the Speedway interviews. Thank you very much, whoever that is. But hopefully you can get yourself logged on before Mike comes on, because I can quote you guys on screen if you've got questions for Mike. So basically, you either click on this link that I've put in here. You would have to just scroll up to the top and find that link and click on it, or come out of the video. I'll show you one more time. Come out of the video, and then instead of going straight back in the video alert, you go on that bit there. You can just see it above my video alert. You just go on that blue link where it says streamyard.com. Basically just gives your privacy permission, and then I can see your name like Frank there. Otherwise it'll come up like that, and I have got no clue who I'm talking to. It just says Facebook user. So hopefully quite a few of you get that sorted. Hello, Jaden. So yours is all good? Mr. Tim Chambers, which I was just about to bring up as well. So that's perfect timing, Mr. Chambers. Hope you're good, my friend. Yeah, you did actually. Yeah, you grabbed my phone and then grabbed my phone and then wrote to Dave Thorpe that I think about you every night and day. I think that was. Luckily, Thorpe just gave me the thumbs up once I told him it was you. So anyway, talking about Mr. Chambers, look, you can see it going across the bottom of the screen now. Big thanks to Mr. Tim Chambers of Chambers Racing for his support. He's given me some support for this platform, so it's much appreciated. And there you can see there, look, make sure you follow them guys, Chambers Racing on Facebook, and they're on Instagram as well. And there's also his company website. Hope that's right, Mr. Chambers, or you'll have to put me right, but there's chambersengineering.co.uk. So thank you very much to Mr. Chambers. You might be hearing some more news about that soon as well. I'm a little bit excited. Tim knows why. He's my hero. Where's my invite? Oh, dear, here we go. We're going to get in trouble now, Andy. You're going to have all these people on here. Do you know what? In the end, we had some spaces because some people couldn't make it. Mr. Chambers, all good. Just getting over the Motocross the Nations, working late on as always, because he's been to the French Motocross the Nations last week. Was in France, and absolute chaos there is. Hello, Mother. Hello, Bradley. Hope you're okay, mate, and you recovering all good. Right, I can see the legend himself has come into my screen now. So let's get cracking. He's made the 2-minute time allowance. Right then, so let's get this video rocking and rolling, and then I'll play this video, and then we'll get the man in, and then we'll get cracking. You can give me your questions. Don't forget to register on the Facebook, otherwise I won't see who I'm talking to. Here we go. I was supposed to pre-warm before I started the music. Did anyone else have their music on flat out like I did? Awkward. Right, let's get this legend in then. Here we go. Fingers crossed it all works good. We're going to try it. Mr. Mike Broadbank.
There you go, Lee. All right.
Here he is. What a legend. I won't lie, Mike. I've just been boasting online that I spent time with you on a super yacht.
Yeah, that was lovely, wasn't it? Really, really lovely. Good day out.
Oh, yeah. That was unbelievable. One of the best days ever. Hanging out with you guys as well, and Joe was on there, and Andy Graham and stuff. It was really good, really, really good.
Getting with the old boat with Andy, obviously, that was great, wasn't it?
No, it was amazing. You threw yourself in as well, didn't you? No messing around.
Yeah, for a little while I had a little swim, but couldn't get out, could I? That ladder was hard to get out.
Yeah. It's all right. We've put a complaint into Andy, and he's going to get a big, nice steps for us.
yeah, be nice. I must try and get around and do another trip with him sometime. That was really lovely, wasn't it? Really lovely.
Yeah, we're not begging or anything, Andy, but yeah, that would be amazing. Mike said I can come with him anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, you invited me, so I can invite you, can't I?
Yeah, that's it, Mike. That's how we should work. Yeah, tag team. Right, I've got so many questions to ask you. Thanks, by the way, for everyone that's with you. I know a lot of the family are there sorting all this out for us, so it's awesome.
Joe's there with me, Joe.
Yeah, appreciate that. It's been spot on. I do appreciate your time, mate. Got Mr. Lawrence Hare just come on, said, "Hi, Lee, this should be a good one. Different era from myself." Yeah, going to be interesting. I've got loads of pictures to show as well. We were just talking about one of them when we tested it. Let me see if I can find that quickly. It was that one.
Oh, yeah, Cycle Speedway.
So tell us the story about this then, Mike.
It was me and Clive Hitch, and we both rode for the Hodgston Kangaroos. And the Haringey team, the whole team with Vic Duggan and all the team, come down for a day out to Rye House Speedway. And Dickie Case says, you watch my boys go and do a big broadside. So we had to go right up the 2 hills and come down, and we was doing about 30 or 40 mile an hour. And we had to do a big broadside in front of them. And when we finished, Vic Duggan, he gave us both half a crown, 2 and 6 in them days, and an ice cream. Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah,
love it.
And 2 and 6 was a lot of money to us in them days. I was
I bet.
Yeah, I was.
Was that down the shops, Mike?
Yeah, 14 at the time I was.
Yeah. Was that down the shop, Mike? Was it down the shop with the money?
Yeah. Did you notice that I've got no helmet on and nothing on my arms?
Yeah, I see that.
And that was all gravel. That was.
Yeah. So you didn't want to lay that one down, did you?
No.
Love it. Brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. Oh, that is absolutely great.
Yeah, that was with Cliveitch as well. Me and Clive. Yeah.
I've had a Mr. Hitch on asking about how to get on this interview as well. I think it was Martin.
Martin, his boy.
Yeah, he was
lovely
after.
Lad.
He was.
Lovely lad, he is, yeah.
So, Mike, when you actually finished your speedway career, what year was it? I think it was it 77?
Something like that. Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's,
I think it was 77. At the time, Mike, was that due to injury, or was that just you decided you've had enough, or what was the actual reasons for tiring at that time?
Well, I'd had retired before that, but I was working for Wally Molesley doing the track at the old Bristol Rovers.
Oh, right,
yeah. And I was working there doing the track, and then so for some reason, Wally was running the Newport team then, and he had 3 injuries, and he said to me, I'll get you a bike and all that. He said, you're working for me up till Friday. You can leave Friday, go down there and help the team out. And I am denied, but anyway, I did it. And I finished with 8 points average. So, I didn't really want to ride. But then I thought, no, I've had enough now. And in that second division was a lot of travelling. And I got to where travelling was too hard for me. So I thought, no, that's enough.
So what sort of age were you then, roughly around then?
I honestly, I don't really know. The years go by so quickly, it's gone off.
Oh, was it? I can still see you.
Oh, can you? Oh, the pitch,
I can still see you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is it?
It's gone off, I think. So I don't know if Joe can do anything. But I have to have a look. It's gone off now, the screen.
Yeah, we can still. I see it went a little bit darker, but there we go.
Yeah,
I think
we're back
it's like a thing. Yeah, you might have to give the thing a little wiggle every now and then.
Yeah, that's
brilliant.
Yeah. The trouble is when I packed up, it took me about 2 years to really settle down. I was like a lion in a cage because I'd done so much travelling and meeting people and with all the support and everything like that. It was really, really hard, but after a couple of years, I settled down and it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, because I suppose it was your life. You did it for so long and stuff like that, and such a
Well, I'd done 16 years with Swindon alone, and nearly every Saturday I was back from London up to Swindon, and that went for 16 years. So I didn't have many weekends and most of the time I was running a training school at my house on a Sunday, so I had to come home and get ready and do the track for the boys to practice the next day. Then them times we were riding nearly every night of the week.
Yeah.
I know when I first when I first come to Swindon, me and Georgie White we clacked up together because we come from London. We used to travel down to Exeter on a Monday, St Austell on a Tuesday, back to Poole on a Wednesday. Sometimes it was Oxford on a Thursday. If it wasn't that, we'd be somewhere else. And then perhaps the old Bristol track was going then and on a Friday, so we do Friday there, back to Swindon on a Saturday, and then back to Rice on Sunday. I've done that for quite a few years,
it's absolutely mad.
I loved every minute of it,
I bet you've got some.
everything.
I bet you've got some travelling stories, haven't
Oh, yeah, yeah. I remember once. I remember once with Alfie Hagan, and it took us home. We had about 5 bikes on a trailer, and Alfie was driving, and we
you?
were coming back from St Austell, and he ran into a cow on the road.
Jesus
And,
Christ!
and
How was
anyway,
the bikes?
everything was okay, but and I think Elfie done some damage on the front wing and all that. And we all pulled it out, and then we carried off on the way home. We also have a little laugh about that.
Mm,
Yeah,
a cow. Bloody
five
hell.
was in a car. Yeah, it was dead pitch dark across the moors.
Was
It
it?
was, and you just
Yeah, yeah.
run straight into it, And anyway, all the bikes was all right in the trailer, and I don't know, it must have been me and Georgie White and all that sort of thing, And yeah, anyway, we got home safe, so that was not too bad.
I'm not sure who that is, but they've put "amazing to meet you, Mike" on Andy's yacht, so it must be one of the crew. So I'll have to find out who that is, but I can't see their name on it. I've got,
that was nice, wasn't it?
yeah, very nice. I got Mr. Colin Richardson here. He's just he's actually living over in Dubai. Lee Richardson's dad, Colin. Between his red levers and his style was so distinctive that long leg could spread himself across a corner. What a great rider. Only rode against him a few times. What a great guy.
Oh.
That was
That
nice.
brings back a few. Yeah, that was nice of him, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, very nice of him. I'm just going to show you.
Yeah, a lot of people used to come out and say, they used to stand and look at me, and they used to say, "I thought you was a lot taller than what you are," and that. But it was the way I rode, like, and I said, "No, I've never been very tall, but I had what some of them say a crab of a style, like, But he used to earn me a good time anyway.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
used to like, yeah, sort of thing. The shot that's come up now.
Yep.
This was coming 1958, first world final at Wembley, and
Nice.
there was 95,000 people there.
Unbelievable those days were, weren't they, with the crowds at
When
Wembley?
when you walked out, well, your whole body went really funny, real
Yeah.
shake. You couldn't believe it. All the rattles going and all the flags going and scarves. It was fantastic, really lovely.
Because I've obviously been checking everything and stuff that I didn't know about, and you made 5 world finals, I believe, and then plus another 2 as reserve as well, so 7 in total. But what were your memories of those world finals then, Mike? What were your memories of the world finals? Must have been amazing.
Gone off again, Joe.
Have you got a mouse there? Just give it a wiggle.
Yeah, that's
there you go.
Yeah. Well, everyone's that's at Wembley. They come see all the crowds and coming back into the pits after the parade.
Packed.
And all that sort of thing. That's another one come up there with Brian Brett and Tio and Brigo and me, and then another world final sort of thing. But yeah, all the world finals are lovely. Even when you're reserved, you've got to realise that when you get into the world final, you're the top 8 Englishmen in the country. Because we had where you get top Englishmen, and then you had the Continentals coming. But the first couple, I think, the first 2 or 3 we done, it was all Englishmen, but you still had to get in the top 16 to get in there. So it wasn't easy. I had a lot of rounds to go and everything like that. But it's just something you always done. You loved it, and that's it. And cycle speedway, and then come into the speedway.
And like you said, it was so stacked back then with all the riders. It was such an achievement just to get to the final, wasn't it? Like you said, so many qualifying rounds back then.
Yeah, well, in that photo that's up now, young Bretty, he was just up. He lived just up the road to me, and he used to come in regular to my workshop, and we used to help him do things. So he didn't know much about what was going on, but he turned out a fantastic rider, And Tio come from Poland, and I met Tio in Poland. I met him in Poland, and he said to me, if I ever come to England, would you look after me? So I said, if you come to Swindon, I will look after you. And a couple of years later, he done a bunk from the Polish team, and he turned up at the doorstep and said, "Can you help me like to stay?" And we got him into Swindon, and he bought a house at Swindon and married a midwife at Swindon, and he was doing great, like, you know. And he was going to have a garage just before he got killed. He was going to have a garage just from Penn Hill, and he'd already signed a contract now. And the poor old boy got had a crash at West Ham, and he never recovered. A big loss. He was a lovely boy, lovely boy.
Like I said, it was so dangerous them days. All the fences weren't very good and things like that. It was almost a regular thing back then, wasn't it?
Well, with Theo, Theo was coming out the bend at West Ham, and the fence at the bottom didn't have a proper board, and his footrest caught onto it and flicked him over the ambulance, and he said he was okay, and he's just going to have a checkup. And apparently he went into the hospital, and the staff said, take your boots and your levers off. And apparently he bent down to do that, and the crack in his skull flew with blood, and they couldn't get it going, and that's, he stayed 7 months in a coma. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. It was sad, really, when you think he was talking to him before.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been that old either, would he? Mike wouldn't have been that old at the time either, I'm gathering.
No, I think he was a bit older, but no, I suppose 30s or something like that, you know. But if that, but as I say, to be have the crash and then talking to him in the ambulance, and then the next time you heard he went in a coma, and you never seen him anymore, which is a tragic, really. Yeah.
Talking about going back to the Wembley thing. You rode for the Wembley Lions as well, didn't you?
Tommy Price. Yeah, that's my old skipper, Tommy Price. Wow. He was a world champion.
Yeah.
That
you were well known as well.
That was my first. Where?
Carry on, Mike. Carry on.
Yeah. Tom. That's I'm about 21 now, but I just signed for to race at Wembley, and that Tommy Price was. They heard that they had a young bloke at Rye House, and he's worth looking at, and they sent Tommy Price down, and we had a day's practice, and apparently Tommy went back and he said, "If you can, you want to sign that boy. He's going to be good." You know, but I used to get round Rye House quite fast, like, you know, and I copied it from my idol Steve Ison, and Steve rode for Haringey, and when I was a boy, I used to go around to his workshop and clean his bikes and levers, but he got in the Haringey team, and we was up there with me and Clive and all that up there on the Friday night watching them, and he had I think he got about 8 points, and he was really going good. And the next day, he had a motorbike, and he went out with the girlfriends, and it was Jackie Biggs and Jackie Arfield, 2 more Australians, and apparently they were going to go to Rayleigh on the Saturday, and on the way there, some woman pulled out, and they all sort of hit the woman, but poor Steve was killed. So it was a bit of a tragic, you know. He was my idol. He was my idol, like, you know, and he made my first little tiny bike and all that, you know, and that. A lovely bloke he was, and that sort of. And Dickie Case broke Dickie Case's heart, but I think in the long run, when I did start going, I think Dickie could see me in him, and being he lost him, he had me to sort of to look after, and he helped me a lot. It was good. Casey ran the Royal Speedway, which was fantastic. And later on, when I did get in a test match and go in Australia, I went and stopped with him, like, you know, in Queensland, and he was on the Surfers Paradise, and his front garden had a boat like Andy's did, and we used to get on the boat in the morning and go all round, all round the boats and all that sort of thing. I never done no swimming there because there's too many sharks. Yeah, that's when you learn. When they say sharks, that's when you learn to run on top of the sea.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, he said, whatever you do, Casey used to say to me, whatever you do, boy, don't you get in the water, because he said the sharks are underneath the boat waiting for you. So I always remember that. But he was a good man. Yeah, because years when I first started, there was I used to be LB Sparry was a real hard man, and he was very big made, and but he was an ex-grass bloke, but he was good at getting out the gate, and I often used to race with him and that sort of thing, and trying to come under him on the white line and that coming out the bends, and he used to lay on me, and he was so heavy I couldn't move him. So Casey got me one day and he said, "Here, son," he used to call me boy. "Here, boy," he said, "you'll never beat Albert unless you do the right thing." So I said, "What do I got to do then, Dick?" He said, "Right," he said, "when you go under him," he said, "you get your arm under his arm and you take him right to the other bend. And when he looks at you for you to shut off, you don't shut off, you keep going." So I thought, oh, that sounds a bit dodgy with Albert. Anyway, I done it. It worked out lovely. But mind you, I watched Albert go into the tin fence, and he went along the tin fence, and the tin fence was coming out, and he done a somersault. Anyway, I went back to the pits, and I could see Albert got up, and he threw his helmet on the ground. And he said, he said, "If I get him," he said, "I'll kill him." And I was on a little titch then, skinny old boy. And I thought, oh, blimey, I bet. Like a couple of the big blokes that was a pit marshal and all that, they said, "You get behind us and we'll be all right." But he never come after me and all that sort of thing. But he was in a hell of a taper. But I didn't intend it to happen like it did, But and we were good friends after that. And he come up to Swindon at one time, and he was a real nice bloke. But he was so high when he was riding him. But I just had to, do what Casey said to me, because I was only young, and I thought, well, that's the right thing to do. I felt a bit sorry when I see him go along the fence, but he had his bike down, and he was just and Albert said, "I don't mind hitting the fence," he said, "but you showered me with all that black cinder as well." He said, "I'm not into that," but I didn't mean to do that either. But I got away with that one because I used to ride. I rode fairly hard, but I didn't ride to hurt anybody really. I sort of you had to be a hard rider, because we had to earn what we could on the money wise. But I never felt like I had to do anything silly to hurt anybody, because we were all in the same game, and it was hard racing anyway. But it was a good sport, and afterwards you had your laugh and joke and everything like that. But that was one of the things that Casey got me to do. But but it paid the dividends. And after that, Albert never got near me, so it helped me because I could win races instead of Albert winning them and me. But that poor
so hard but fair then, Mike.
Sort of thing, but yeah, I reckon so. But as I say, you got to go where you fairly hard because it's your living and that sort of thing. But I don't think you have to be that little extra to sort of turn on anybody or anything like that to hurt them, because it's a hard game, and there wasn't much money in it, and I don't think it's worth doing things like that. So I hope really that people remember me. I was hard, but I wasn't dirty. I never intended to be dirty because I didn't like it myself, and that's how I done it. Hard, but fair.
Yeah, fair play, Mike. Look at this, that's Mike, as well. My mum's just come up on the comments, and she said that same midwife came out to me when I was born, I'm gathering.
Oh, Tio's wife, yeah, Lena. Yeah.
All right, she must have come out to me, Lex. I was.
Oh, because she brought a few people into the world. Yeah, so you were lucky because you was Tio's wife. That was. Fair play, lady. Fair play. Yeah.
1977. 1977, Mike.
Yeah. I think apparently she did marry again, but I think she lives in Old Town now. So
right.
well, I suppose she's retired now, but she was a lovely girl too. Yeah, lovely girl she was. Oh, so your mum, I went to her then. Yeah. Oh, so see, you had the connection with Speedway straight away, didn't you, from a baby?
Yeah. Love it. I've just got Mike come up on the screen here. He just put, back in the 60s, the first meeting every year was Oxford versus Swindon, home and away. Great memories.
Oh, yeah, that was some hard days, that was. Yeah, that was hard. We had some good tussles with Oxford and Swindon. We always used to have the start of the season, we used to have home and away, and then in the afternoon, we go back in the afternoon, Oxford, and then straight up to Swindon in the evening. So that was quite good. Yeah, very good.
I'm gonna have to show him. I'm gonna have to show him the red levers. Here we go.
Another great rider. Another great rider there. Yeah, Ken McKinley. Yeah, Ken McKinley was my captain when we went to Australia for the test team. Yeah.
Great memories with him, man.
Oh yeah, because I think the first year we went there, and I think it was the first time that England's ever won the Australian. We won 5 out of 5.
Wow!
And he was and he was a captain, but they couldn't believe it, But there was Ken McKinley, Gordon McGregor, Bobby Andrews, and Jerry Jackson, and myself. And we went. We rode on every different state we rode on, and we won it all, And the Australians didn't like it too much, but it was quite good for the Pommy boys, what they call us, the Pommy boys. But we had a good. McKinley was a good leader. Yeah. Good.
Tell us about the red levers, Mike. How did the red levers come about? You're very famous for that as well. How did that all come about?
Well, we was discussing something in my workshop down at Rye House, and I was saying about the colours, no colours and no people doing this. So I just said to the boys, I said, I think I'll paint all my levers red, and they said, no, you won't. I said, because my favourite colour's red. I've had it always been mad, So I thought, I'll do it anyway. When I first done it, the first time I went out, I thought, God, I'm going to look at them in here, all red levers and all that. People's going to take the mickey out of me. So I think that helped me to go a bit better, because I didn't want anybody to take the mickey out of me, the red levers, look at the idiot, what he's doing. But I think it helped me to go that bit better, a bit determined to show him that I could ride all right. And I carried on with the reds right the way through.
I think it was very cool as well, Mike, because I think it was good all through them years and them days. You had all the characters, and obviously it made you stand out as well, and people remember your style and all that as well.
Most of them was in black, black levers, and I come out with that sort of thing. And then a little after that, I think Nigel Bucock done his all blue, so it started to go pretty good, And then everybody, like now these days as well, they're all like rainbow blokes, aren't they? So many colours.
Like that.
Yeah. I could, yeah. Look at Jukesy.
Yeah.
His hair's still the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's a good lad. He is good lad. Yeah.
I've got a picture of you somewhere with him.
He come up from my training school, Barry.
I've got a picture somewhere of that. Where is it? I'll find it in a second. What I was going to say to you, Mike, as well, is that you were well known for all your training schools and helping out a lot of riders over the years. How did that come about to get into that side of things?
Well, I'd see, as a young boy, when I first left school at 14, I went down to Rye House and I worked for Dickie Case and on the training school, and then after Dickie he left, I thought, well, I'll have a go and see if I can do it. And and I got on quite well. And all the young kids, they, they took to me and all that, and I had a lot of time for them, and tried to explain to them it's not easy, and to try and tell them some of the basics, like always pull on your left hand the bar, and so you've got your right hand to do your throttle control, because throttle control is definitely a lot to make racing, and always put a lot of weight on your right footrest, and that because then you can control your bike. If it bike wants to jump in the air or turn on you or something like that, you was always with it to do something. So that's why I told them like no. But I when I was at Roy House, I had some there's a lot of riders. I think I put a lot of knowledge into them and helped them, because they used to come to me a lot and spend a lot of time with me. And I had Roy Trigg come from me. I had Colin Pratt, Brian Brett, Jerry King, Pete Sampson. Who's it? I had James Bond come to me, and his mate that come from Wolverhampton. They used to come to my training school, and I used to help them a lot. And Pete Sampson and Terry Keats, his cousin, they belonged to Steve Ison, because that Steve Ison's sisters, and they was the boys from the sisters, so they was all really connected with the family. But and I had Terry Betts for a little while, but then Terry comes to me and said that his dad and that wanted him to go to Norwich. Would I step in his way and all that? I said no. If Terry wants to go there, and he'll through his dad and all that, and he's welcome to go. And I didn't want. I put nothing on any of them. I never signed any contracts or no. If they wanted to go and all that sort of thing, I used to let them go. And Terry went to Norwich. Well, he never looked back, and a fantastic rider, like. And I had Norman Hunter, that he come from the training school. I had Alan Callan come from the training school. There's so many, like that. But Norman used to come to training school, and he used to come back to my house for tea and all that. And then we'd talk about speedway, and he said, "Oh, I want to be a speedway rider," and all that sort of thing. And in the end, he did. He turned out a good speedway rider, and test rider, and everything. So he turned out all right, like So I think I
remember his moustache
and all that. And same as I'd done the training. Yeah, I'd done the training school at Swindon, and as you say, we've got we've got Dukes here, like he come out at a school, a fantastic little rider. There was another bloke that went down to Hackney, and he turned out a good rider, and I think he turned out a captain in the end. So we had quite a lot of riders and that sort of thing. And then one time when I was nearly finished, Charlie Nottingham from Paul, they asked me if I'd run a training school at Ringwood, and they had a lot of good riders at Paul. But they come to me and said, "You've done it before," and all that thing. So I run that, and I got out of that. I got a young rider, lovely little rider, Martin Yates, and he turned out a fantastic. Yeah, Martin Yates turned out a fantastic rider, and he rode for Paul. But and done the training school at Stoke. Run training school at Stoke. I used to ride on the Thursday and then go home. And then on Saturday morning, I was back there for 9 o'clock to run a training school. Yeah, another old Brian. Oh, yeah, he died last year, didn't he? Yeah. Yeah,
nice. Did you enjoy your Stoke days as well? Enjoy your Stoke days?
What?
You enjoy the Stoke days as well? Stoke?
Oh, yeah, Stoke days, yeah. That's after I had my bad crash, and it took me a year before I could ride again. And they did say that I'd never ride again, because they did say they was going to cut my leg off from the knee. They put a chalk mark on it. And they said that you'll never ride again. We might, if it don't heal, we might have to cut it off. So I said, well, I said to the doctor, I said, give us a chance. I said, because I heal pretty good. So they said, we'll give you 6 months or 3 months, and then go 3 months, 6 months. Yeah. So anyway, it started to heal apparently, and they said, no, we're not going to cut it off, but you'll have a stiff leg and you won't ride no more and everything like that. And so anyway, I got out the hospital for a little while, and when I left, the physio girl, she come up to me and she said, she said, if you're determined, you're going to have to do a lot of work, but you can perhaps get going again. So I thought, right, and that's it. And I used to go in my workshop. Well, at first, I used to go around. I made a little trolley up. I used to sit on the trolley and go around with my hands, like pushing the trolley around for about a year. And then, when I did get going, I made an old push bike and put it on the rollers. And I used to sit there and pedal, and sit there looking out the window and that. And it never went nowhere, but I pedal. And then I used to mark on the saddle if I was improving, and then I gradually see that I was getting the leg bending a bit more. So I thought, I might win this. Anyway, in the end, I did win it and come back, and I went to Stoke. And I tell you something, I went to Stoke. I had a fabulous time at Stoke. The people was lovely. The track was fantastic. I run the training school for them as well. I think I had a row of about 6 maximum in the first 6 matches. I thought, oh, blimey, coming back to my old self here. Give me a lot of confidence, and that's all right. But in one particular race, a bloke from Sheffield, he come under me and put me right in the fence, and I thought, oh no, and I went into the fence. I heard the crack, and I thought, oh, not the leg again, sort of thing, not again. Anyway, it was the fence that went, and after that, I thought, oh, that's not too bad. I walked off, and I thought, oh, well, that's tested me. That's given me a good chance that, not to be too much of afraid and carry on having a go. So, but Stoke was very good. The people were good, and I had a good sponsor. And all the crowd liked me, right? And the track was fantastic. Next year he did alter the track a bit, and I don't think he done it for the right thing. He done it, he sported really, but that's what he wanted to do, and he was the promoter, so he done that. But after a couple of years, the crowd didn't come and all that sort of thing, and it folded up. And I think there's quite a lot of people come in at Stoke to try and run it, but I think they all come out with losing money. So it's just a shame, but yeah.
Did you have any other injuries that were bad ones, Mike, that you think maybe, you said you had a year out at one point as well? And
well, that was the year I had out when we broke the leg, because the bone comes straight through the top of my knee, and all that sort of thing. And a lot of the people were there at the time. They were fainting, and the ambulance blokes was fainting because it wasn't a very nice sight to, sit up and see your knee, like the top of your bone coming through the top of your knee, and the blood pouring out as well. Plus, I had a shoulder blade gone, and I had some broken fingers. My face was lacerated, and neck, sprained ankle, and all that. So I was in a bit of a state, but that's one of those things. But we got back, and here we are today. Not too bad. As you see on the boats, we have a swim, don't we?
I know you're fitter than me, Mike. Which is
jumped off the boat and had a swim, didn't we? Yeah.
You were unbelievable. You actually made me think I need to get my ass in gear.
Yeah.
You were amazing. You're amazing.
As I say, and when I come from Wembley, because that closed, because they were only getting 25,000 people, and so Arthur Elvin said, "This is no good. We don't run Wembley like that. So we get all the riders can have a free transfer." And so anyway, we had a free transfer. I went to Norwich because they wanted me, and I went to Rayleigh, they wanted me, and a couple of others, Oxford, wanted me, and then I went to Swindon, and I liked Swindon, and I thought, this might be all right sort of thing. It wasn't a home advantage, but it was a good racing track. You could come from behind and have a go. So I thought this will suit me, so I signed a contract there. I think what was it? I think it was a 9p. I think to sign a contract. Yeah, wow. 9 pence contract. Yeah, so didn't do bad for 16 years, did I?
No.
So that was it. And then after a few years, I'd come down to Swindon, and Ted Nelson was the general manager, and I we got on quite well to start with Ted, and he put me onto his solicitors in Old Town, and I bought a small bungalow in Sutton Park in Blunsdon, and then the family and that we wanted more room and all that sort of thing. That's the Sutton Park one. That's Robin, that is, and that sort of thing. And oh yeah, by the way, I've got my old helmet. If you're interested to try and see if anybody wants to buy that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you?
It's a little bit tatty where around where you put the thing on, but I've still got the original. It's still red, and I still got the original peak on it. And I got a mask that I used to use to go with it. So I was just wondering if we can do anything like, and see if we can do a raffle or something like that, and see if we can do something.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, thanks, Mike. I'll speak to you guys, Joe, in that after then.
Yeah, we'll do that and see what can go on, like, sort of thing.
Love that. Love the idea of that.
Yeah. Anybody who wants some programs, I've got loads of programs. I wish they come up and take some away from me. But what I was going to do is try and bundle them up in about sort of 30 or 50 at a time. They're all, a lot of them are signed and all that. And try and ask for a tenner or something like that, and put the tenner into bowel cancer or cancer. Like that'd be nice, sort of thing. And it'd be nice of it to help other people, wouldn't it? Right, sort of thing. So that's what I'd like to do.
Yeah,
so
I'll have to come over I'll have to come over your place.
You're welcome, because I've got some old Swindon ones that you put your program on and all that, and Swindon Robin and all that. Have a look, and you're welcome to have a look. And we've got a load of badges as well. Got badges, sort of.
I've still got still got loads of Dad's stuff and Martin's bits and bobs and programs, and I'd love to. I'd love to come over and have a look. I'd love to come over and have a look.
Yeah, your dad was lovely, but lovely dad. Yeah, a lovely dad you had. Yeah, I like David very much. We got on well with David. I remember when he was a little boy and he used to go around the garage at the other side of Marlborough. And I tell you something. I thought he was going to be better than Martin, because he was a real little tearaway, and he used to go around the garage, around the pool court and all that, and broadside and carry on that sort of thing. And then Martin, as I say, what can you say about Martin? He's one of the greatest. He come out when he was struggling a bit. They put him with me, and we used to do a lot of team riding together and had some real good times. But you could see he was going to go from strength to strength, which he did, and he made his own way to a heat leader. And then they put Bob Kilby with me. And I had Bob Kilby for quite a while, and done the same thing. And then he got going good and started throwing dirt at me and that sort of thing. So he went as leader. So we didn't do bad with Swindon. We had some real top riders, with Martin and Bob and all that and that sort of thing. The same as when we had, I called in the office, and Ted Nelson said to me, as Barry Briggs is on the lease for somebody. So he said, what do you reckon? I said, well, you can't go wrong if you get Barry. I said, if you can get him, I said, you want to get him. And anyway, eventually they did, and Barry come to Swindon. And he was a fantastic rider. He was an individual, but if he wanted a team ride, he couldn't better bloke than Barry, because he could, good team rider was. But as I said to him sometimes, I said, like individual. So he said, yeah, I'll team ride. He said, and if we can get a 5-1 or something like that, but I want to go across the line first. So I thought, well, don't worry me. I'll still get paid the first, because you used to get bonus points.
Yeah.
And I said, that's not enough for me. And we got a lot of 5-1s together, and I understand now that what Barry was doing, he wanted to be the top average. He knew if he in the top average, that was it, and that's what he aimed for, because he was dedicated. He was first class, dedicated, and very, very hard, but very, very safe. And I had a lot of racing with Barry and that, and he never done the dirty on me once, So, but he was very hard. But if you did get in front of him, you thought you had a rock roller behind you, because he used to come under your knee and touch your levers with his wheel and things like that, and you thought, hey, now where close can you get, like, but he used to do that all the time, gnawing at you, and it was just like a rottweiler behind you, but very, very, very hard rider, but fantastic VV. But he used to say to me sometimes, why didn't you make a move and all that sort of thing, being you could be the top rider in some of the other clubs. And I said, no, I don't want to be a top rider. I like Swindon. I love the supporters, and I want to say. And I said, it doesn't worry me if, like, Jim, underdog to you, because I know how good you are, and I still feel I'm fairly good. So I know I stay where I am. But and then later on, as you know, we had to have a golden helmet match race, and because he went into the office and he said, I'm riding blokes in different tracks, and an average of 7 and 8 point average. And he said, Broady, he's got 11.5 average, and he doesn't get a chance. So anyway, the control board did agree, because Barry wanted it as well, that we'd have a match race, so we had the match race and that sort of thing. But I won the first one, he won the other two, but sort of thing. But the track wasn't very good that night. But I won't put no excuses, but a few years later, I found out that Ted Nelson got the track bloke that done the track, this Tony, and said, whatever you do, make sure it's put a lot more dirt on. He said, and make sure it's very damp, because he said, Broady, you don't like that. And Barry can ride anything, which he could. And it was a shame, really, because the track was really not good at all. But no excuses. We'd have still finished the same. Like, Barry would have still, he's still beat me, like, but I felt that I could have went a little bit better and made a better race of it. And in your own heart, you could have done better in the racing. Not to say that you'd beat him, but at least you had a chance to show that you was having a go, like, and that sort of thing. But the track was bad, so we left it.
Interesting.
It was about 10 years after I heard about that, and I thought, what am I going to do, like, 2 hours a day. But I don't, and I tell you, to this day, I don't think Barry knew anything about it, and that. So all fair play to him, like, he beat me fair and square, and that's it, mate.
Yeah, I'm just going to show you this as well, Mike. I know there's a slight delay, but we're hopefully you can still do it all right. I found out that this comment is from Martin Hitch, and he said, please tell Broady I will give him a ring tomorrow. I'll give him a ring tomorrow, and remember going down to a ride to Broady's workshop to see him, watch him about 400 yards from Mum and Dad, and send the love from Mum and Dad.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Martin. Yeah, they only lived up the road. Martin's a lovely boy. Clive should be very proud of him, because he always treats his dad, and he always says dad this and dad that. He don't say me old man and everything, because I don't like that. But give him respect. He's always his dad, and he rode as well, and he done quite well as well. But he phones me up quite a lot, Martin, and the only trouble is I'm glad he phones me, because usually we're on the phone for half hour. He wants to know all about what his dad did and everything like that. And I think, well, glad that he's phoning me, because he loves it, But he hopes to come down to that selling the book at the end of the month, and he hopes to bring his dad down as well, Martin. So that would be nice to see him down there. Now, I did hear that they're booked up to stay overnight at the Blunsdon Hotel, so that would be good. But and that sort of thing. But I hope Martin, Clive can do it. But me and Clive,
Sorry, my mum's just put that Martin Hitch was my dad's best friend at Speedway, apparently, as well.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I should think him and your dad would have gone quite well, because they're very, very similar. They didn't have a lot of where they bragged themselves, they just and all that. Because I'm sure your dad could have been a lot better than what he was. I think he downed himself a little bit, but
he did, mate. Yeah.
If he put himself out, he was a good little rider, and I liked him. We got on well together, your dad and me. So things like that. But Martin's another young kid. He was very nice. He was, and as I say, we know a lot with his dad because his dad and me rode cycle speedway. We made the team at Hodgson Kangaroos, and when we done it, we took the pattern off of Dickie Case's Australian colour and cut a cardboard kangaroo out, and we painted the colour red and put that on. And Clive came round to my house, and we sat down together and all that, and we come out. We'd have the Hodgson Kangaroos, and but Clive on Cycle Speedway was, how you see him ride. Where he goes right up, comes in 100 miles an hour and goes up the fence and comes out. That's just how he liked Cycle Speedway. He was so fit and fast. If he couldn't get by, he'd ride right round you. He was a real good cycle speedway rider. Real good.
There's a good one, Mike.
This photo did come up now. This was the first time on the bike after about a year and a half. This is see, I've got a big pad on my knee.
Oh yeah.
If you look on my right leg, I've got a big that was my first ride, and it was on Bob Kilby's at Jawa, but because I never rode Jawa much, and that, but we went down there one day. Bob said, "Come on, have a go on that." So I had a go on it, and I had some of it. But it was the first time after a year being in hospital. So my leg is bending a bit, but it got better as I went along,
Just in case anyone don't know, we've got a slight delay. We've got a slight delay, but it's just got Lee Kilby's just come on, Mike, and he's just put easily the greatest captain in the history of the Robins.
Fantastic. No.
We have got a slight delay, haven't we? I know we've got a slight delay, but we're getting around it. Was there he basically just says, Mike, that easily the greatest captain in the history of the Robins, was there for Dad from the very start into his career until the end of his life. A massive hello from, and I'll pop around for a cuppa soon.
Right, lovely boy, Lee. Lovely boy. Yeah, just like his dad. His dad was. I love Bob. Me and Bob had a lot of time. We spent a lot of time together, and me and Kilb, he was a fantastic bloke. If he didn't like it, he'd look you in the face and tell you. But otherwise, when he was first struggling, he used to come around and he used to do a lot of talking and things like that. And he used to listen to you, and he'd go out and do it. And you could see in time. Once he cracked it, he was going to be a star, and he did. He turned out a star and captain of Robins. And he was a good captain of Robins as well, the same as Martin Ashby was. Two good youngsters that come up the ranks and both finished captains. I mean, what could you wish for things like that? But,
it was great.
Miss Bob. Miss Bob.
Yeah,
my old mate. I'll crash.
Because me and Lee Kilby grew up together, Mike, at Swindon. Me and Lee Kilby grew up together at Speedway, so that was cool. Well,
you know all about Lee. I mean, you couldn't get a straighter bloke than Lee. He's a lovely old boy, Well, just like his dad, he's fantastic. There's another one with Keeney. Yeah, I rode with Mickey a lot, and that, a good rider to ride with, very safe and solid rider. A really nice, and I used to get on well with Mickey. Mickey used to come down to Rias and ride and practice. Yeah, he'd come down a couple of times there because he was struggling to get in Oxford at one time, and so he come down to Rias and then we got him back at Swindon, and he signed up. And I don't think he looked back once he signed up for Swindon. He was a good regular, always turned up, always immaculate. And a real fair rider. Nice rider, Mickey. Yeah.
We got who was your favourite rider to team ride with, Mike, for Swindon and any other teams as well? Who was your favourite to team ride with over the years?
Well, I think Martin was very, very good. Martin Ashby was very good. Him and Kill was two good riders to ride with, as team riders, and that sort of thing. But as I say, if you ever had to go out with a a crucial win to try and get a 5-1. Well, BB was, he was the right man for it, because you can guarantee he'd win it, and if you could get into second place behind him, we'd get the 5-1, But he was a great team rider, but he didn't like the team rider. He was more of an individual. But when he did team ride, he was fantastic. But I got on. Another rider I got on well with to ride with was Peter Craven, and I sometimes when we were riding England side and that, he'd be number 1 and I'd be number 2, and he was a lovely rider to ride with. Very shame the boy got killed, but he was a lovely rider and a lovely bloke and all that sort of thing. Oh blimey, look at this one. You're going back now. This is in Austria. This is
nice.
Yeah. This is also Ronnie Moore. Me and him was partners. Me and Ronnie Moore. That was at where was that? That must have been at Graz in Austria. By the look of the stadium. Yeah. Because we used to go down there. Brigo was there with us, and we used to go down there, and Peter Craven and all that, and Brigo and me and Ronnie Moore, we used to go, and the professor that used to run it, when we got up to the top of Austria, we'd had the meeting there, and then he let us go down to Venice, and we used to go down to Venice and buy a load of jerseys and shoes, because they was quite cheap and all that, and have 3 days there, and then come back and have a couple of meetings, and then go back home. But we had some good times in Austria. Yeah.
Where's this, Mike?
That one's that's Sydney, Australia. Sydney, Australia. That's Bobby Sharp. That's Bobby Sharp. They called him Cowboy. Real nice old boy, old Bobby. But I think one night there, he apparently he was following me in a meeting, and not a stone come up, a bit of metal come up from the. And he got one eye got blinded. Yeah, poor old Bobby. But it come up from my back. Well, apparently so he said, and it went through his goggles, and he got blinded one eye. But we was calling Cowboy. He was a real big bloke, but he was a lovely old boy. He was a real nice bloke. I don't know if he's still around now, but he was good. But that was our track, very narrow, very fast, and you can see the boards. They were thick boards, and at the back of that was concrete. And he used to have a concrete stands coming up the side. Yeah. And, as I say, there's quite a few riders never made it if they hit the fence. It was dangerous, but the track was always good. And we had some fantastic races there, sort of thing. But there, we would perhaps be starting on the other side of the straight. Because you'd have 7 in a race. It was called handicap racing. Yeah, it was dangerous because it was fast and guaranteed the blokes in front wasn't that good. And if somebody hit somebody and they fell down, you're coming up a million miles an hour, and you got to try and lay your bike down or miss them. But apparently, one night apparently, going back before I went there, apparently 3 blokes got killed in the same night. In the same race, so
scary, isn't it?
It is scary. It's just scary, but it's the way it goes, right? Sort of thing.
Because you was, didn't you win an Australian title there as well? Didn't you?
Yeah, I won the Australian Championship there. I think I'm not sure, but I think McKinney got it there. But I mean, is Scotsman, but I'm not sure about that. But I think Ken did get one, but I won it being the only Englishman, apparently, so they say. But I took I had Arnie Carson, the Swede, in there in the final, and Ivan Major and Keith Gertner, which was the Brisbane champion, and we was all in the final. And they'd all been on about Major, and I thought, I don't know, because with Major, he would always, somehow or other, as soon as he made a move, they'd let the tapes go. So you could never beat him out the gate. So you had to beat him from behind. And a couple of times in Melbourne, he'd done the same to me in Melbourne. He made a move and they let the tapes go, and it's under 3 laps, and it takes a lot of time to go by a couple of blokes and then try and weigh the bloke up that's in front. But the first race, I did take him from behind and win it. But in the final, he done the same again. But by the time I got up to the other 2 blokes, he just beat me by about half a wheel. That was a bit annoying. So I knew what I was up against, and then we got to about the 3rd lap, and I thought, here we go, which I never did go round anybody. And I just took a big out because I kept trying to dive on the inside, and he kept covering me. And I thought, right, I've got to do a big dive. So going out the back straight, I done a big dive, went right away round him. He took me on along the fence, and I scraped all the white fence right through and kept it on flat. Got in front of him. Soon as I got in front of him, I'd done the same as he was doing to me. Just dropped it down on top of him, eased off a little bit. So he had to ease off, and then I got to drive back on across the checker flag, and that was it, like, you know. But yeah, wow. I got on well with Ivan. Ivan treated me well. I liked Ivan. He was he turned out a fantastic rider, obviously. But I know him and Ollie. When I used to go from Swindon, me and Barry used to go to Swindon to Newcastle. He was there with Ollie Olsen, and me and Barry used to usually clean up at Newcastle, and they used to come up and used to say, "What gear you got? What gear?" And I say, 9-1. And they said, "No, you haven't got 9-1. Not the way you're going round and hanging on to the line." So I said, "Oh," I said, "if you don't believe me," I said, "on my sprockets," I said, "you got MB," and I said, "I got the number what they are." So they used to go around and have a look, and they couldn't make it out, sort of thing. But see what they both turned out world champions. So it just but, I don't think all the time I went to Newcastle, I don't think when they were both riding, I don't think they beat me, and I don't think they beat Barry. No way beating Barry. But then later on, they went from strength to strength, and that's it, you know. So that's history, isn't it? Good old days. Good old days.
Good old days. It was
Newcastle crowd was.
Did you always have interest in the technical side of the bikes, Mike? Was you always into your own bikes and stuff like that? Always into that side of things?
Yeah, I like my own bikes and all that. Bob Jones was ever so good. He helped me a lot, like that. We injured, like with the bottom halves and all that, because he could do the flywheels and that. He was fantastic and all that sort of thing. And he always helped you that. But most of the other stuff I done all my stuff, and I learned from different people about different things about the front chain. I used to. When I first started, I used to have the front chain. I used to fill it in that, and I thought, well, that's not too bad. But then I spoke a couple of the old riders, and I noticed their chain was ever so slack and all that. And they said, well, once it's going, it goes round. But they find that some of the tracks was so deep, the way I rode, and my front chain used to go into the dirt. And it used to pull it up and tighten it up. So it used to make the big end, weak sort of thing. So then I started, number one of the tricks I learned from different blokes, I used to run mine loose, and people would look at it and think, God, that chain's going to come off. But it never did, like sort of thing, you know. There's another thing there. You just got up now, cutting the tar. Cool. That was a 2-hour job.
Is that what you're doing?
Cutting the tar. Yeah, cutting the tar, because we could cut the tar. I used to cut the tar. It used to take me about 2 hours. And if you look at it, it's very much like if you see the old types we were bike with the 22, which was called the leaper head. If you look at that, I used to cut it very similar to that and take a bit out of the middle, out the sides. But I found it was fantastic. And I could, they laugh now, they changed the tires now every other meeting in it. And sometimes I do for a meeting, Yeah, I do 30 meetings on one tar, you know. And till the nipples used to come off on the track. If you got a real slick track, you'd come back and you see no nipples on there. They'd all wrote off, like, you know, with the wheel spin and that. That sort of thing. But the same as when we first started, they used to say, "Oh, every 3 meetings, do your valves and grind your valves in and put this on new springs and things like that." And, it used to cost you a lot of money, but the mechanic said that's what you do. But when I was at Stoke, I went to Stoke and I had a real good engine, and I used to look after everything else. Everything had to be right, what I liked and all that. But I used to pull up the compression and hold the bike up and all that. I think, well, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'd leave it, like, and I'd done about 13 or 14 meetings without even touching it, like, and I used to think, imagine the money you used to make out of some of the young riders, like, that sort of thing, like, There's a good shot with Bootcock, isn't it? Bootcock and me.
Nice
and
one,
I was,
Coventry.
and I'm got an acne colour on, and I was just about ready to finish Speedway, but it looks like I'm having a bit of a go with Bowie.
Yeah, does, yeah. I love that.
Yeah. I went to Acne to help them out because they had injuries, and Len Silver wanted me to go and help them out, and I went there. But I mean, I don't look too bad there, really. I was quite shocked, with Bowie. But Bowie, I got on well with Bowie. Yeah, good English rider like Bowie.
Did you enjoy that going there then?
Not really. No, that's one of the only times I didn't really enjoy. I was at where was I before? I was at Crayford, and I had a couple of seasons at Crayford with the boys there, with Laurie Edbridge and all that, and Peter Farragood was the team manager. Good, lovely bloke, Peter Farragood. Loved Speedway and all that sort of thing. Met him at Rayleigh and all that sort of thing. And I went for, and Len said to me, I'd done 2 years there, and Len said to me, "We've got a few injuries and all that. Would you like to come back to Hackney?" And anyway, I went to see Len and all that, and I went back there, but I wasn't really into it. It wasn't a sort of the team spirit and things like that. I didn't really go too keen for that, but I carried on there and that sort of thing. But then I moved away, like, there's a young team there, isn't it? Yeah. Blimey. Look at it. Yeah, blimey. That's that is a team there. You got young Jeff Pusey there. Young Jeff Pusey on the end, on the left. Brian Woodward. And who's the bloke that went to Swindon that won the British Championship? What was his name?
Oh, Bastable.
Yeah, right in the middle. That's Bastable. Yeah, he was with us.
Yeah,
he was on the youngster.
Yeah,
he was a youngster. He was that, sort of thing. Because Harry, his dad used to come with him, And then there's young Wosley, but young Nigel was he got killed. And then the young kiddie from Bradford. And then Eccles was on the right. And that was Jeff Pusey's mate. He's passed away now. I don't know, Jeff. I think Jeff's still around. Brian Woodward's he's gone. And who's Chris Van Stratton, the team manager at the back. That was the first time he ever come into Speedway and done anything. And he used to come to me and say to me, "Yeah, that's him." And he used to come to me and say, he said, "I don't know what we ought to do. Could we, if we brought somebody up and we get a 5-1, we could win this?" He said, "What do you think?" So I said, "Well, I'll tell you what I would do," which I suggested at Swindon years ago. I said, "Yeah, all these boys are out to try and earn a few quid because it's their living, and they've got to go out and get a start and try and get a point." But I said, if we want to try and win the match, I'll go up with somebody else and we try and get a 5-1, win the match. But the rider you take out, when you pay him, can you pay him a start and a point? But I said, he's still got to do the same as we all got. He's got to get there, he's got to do his bike and everything like that. And they started doing that. And I think all the younger team, they quite enjoyed that,
Yeah. I just had American Sean McConnell's come on and said, "What a legend," and some great stories.
Yeah, I don't think I ever met him, but I'd like to have done. But I was hoping a long time ago, I think their promoter, he did write to me and ask me if I'd go and ride in America. And I said yes, I would. I sent him a couple of photos and he said, "Yeah, I'm interested. Would you come?" And we were going to have a meeting at home and a meeting away, which they'd take all the riders. It wouldn't cost you nothing. He'd put me up and he'd give me a job doing something on the track. And he gave me a good deal. And then this was before all happened, and I thought, oh, this is all right, go to America and have a go, that sort of thing. And it was all little tracks, and it looked good. And then the control board stepped in and said, if you go, we'll take your licence away, because they're not left to ride. And bugger me, a couple of years after that, they let everybody go. So another time I missed out again, but the manager there, he was interested in me. He asked me to send him photos. I sent him some photos and a little bit of a write-up. And he said to me straight away, yeah, you're the bloke we want. We'll come over. But as I say, the control board stepped in and messed me up again, So another one of them things, control board. Sometimes they're not so good to help with some of the riders.
I've got a message, Mike, off of Brian Marsh saying, did you prefer the 22-inch rear wheel or the 19 on Speedway, and how did you get on racing against Swindon? Any stories there?
Yeah. The 22-inch was quite good, but it only done 3 meters a side, and all the walls was giving. And the 19-inch was not very good to start with. But once they let us cut it to the shape we want, and I used to cut it very similar to the leaper head, and it was 2 hours job sort of thing, but it was well worth it, and that sort of thing. Ovie Funding, I got on well with Ovie, very hard rider. He didn't give you much room, Ovie. I'll tell you one story. Norwich come to Swindon, and one of them nights, I beat him twice in a meeting. In the second half, I beat him again. But in them days, we had a big second half, and the fastest second got into the final. And I won the race, and Ovie was behind me, got the fastest second. And in the final, I'm in front of him again, and he used to come to me, put me straight through the fence, and that. And in the Swindon crowd, he had a new white Mercedes, and he had apparently lay down inside the back. And Des Mullins, the mechanic, and little Billy Bowles, they were with him, and they had to drive out. And all the crowd, the Swindon crowd, was rocking it and ringing it and everything, sort of thing, But he could be a little bit hard, but I had some good times with Ovie, and he looked after me a couple of times. He said, "Come over and stay with him," But a fantastic rider. You can't take that away from him. But he was very, very hard. But then again, I think when we look back, all of it, it had to be a bit hard to earn a living, sort of thing.
I did speak to. I actually did speak to Ovie the other day, Mike, and he's going to try and come on for an interview. And I've got. I did get this the other day as well.
Oh, I see that.
Signed one from Ovie.
Oh,
was quite cool. Yeah, going to do it. They're going to do a competition with that for the fans.
I'm trying to do well with that, because he was well. Norwich, they just idolised him at Norwich, But I mean, let's prove it. What he's done, he had the world championships and all that. And as I say, I suppose you had to be that little bit harder. But no trouble with Ovie. I got on all right with him, really, and all that sort of thing. But it's just one of them nights, sort of thing, But I think I don't know if you can ever remember it, but that's what happened apparently. But I must have had one of them good nights, because to beat Ovie once, you go on something like, sort of thing, once to beat London on one meeting, he'd make sure you wouldn't beat him again. So it was just one of them nights, and had a good night for me. But he didn't finish up the end and that sort of thing. But that's the way it goes.
That's just got another message off Martin Hitch saying, so glad to be watching this, Lee. Broadie is an absolute legend, just as your dad was. We got on so well together, and I need to go and visit his grave with his mum and dad, and who I know passed away too early. Hopefully we can arrange it while you're at. Yes, we can do that, my friend. Message me on social media. We can do that.
Yeah.
What about this then, Mike? There we go.
Cool. Yeah, that's
Good crowds.
That looks like, look at that, Swindon.
Yeah. I
That's
even
Swindon.
recognise the tree.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, blimey.
Crowds are amazing, then, aren't they?
Yeah, I think who's that on it? I think that's Keeney on the outside. I think, is it?
Is it?
I don't know. No, I don't think it is. It might have been Tio.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it could have been Tio, but a big handlebars.
Yeah.
Ah, wait a
Yes.
minute. No, that's not Swindon.
Oh, isn't it?
No,
Thought I recognised the tree.
no, because we're white and yellow.
Oh, yeah.
You're
That's a bit of
white
a
and
giveaway,
yellow.
isn't it?
So
Well
that
done,
could
Mike.
either be Leicester, the old Leicester, or Coventry.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, that we would have ridden away, wouldn't we?
Of course, yeah. You see, you're sharper
No,
than
I'm
all
not
of us.
sure. I think that Boocock on the inside. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Just trying to,
Yeah,
can't see the race jackets very well.
yeah. I reckon that's me. I reckon that's me and Theo.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I reckon that's Coventry.
Good spot though, white and yellow and black horse.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I just see that. I thought, no, that's. But mind you, when you look at that, that's how Swindon crowds were.
Yeah.
Swindon was
I've got,
10 to 15,000 every week on the
yeah, I've seen
Saturday.
got all the pictures of Dad and Martin. It was always like that as
Yeah,
well, wasn't it? Mr Pratt, innit?
yeah,
Who's that on the top?
yeah, yeah. I called him Arthur. Yeah, Arthur. Yeah, he was. He was. He just lived out that road from where I lived, and I made him his first cycle speedway bike.
Did you?
And yeah, I made him his first cycle speedway bike. 10 shillings it cost, and he rode big handlebars like the Australian. They're all big handlebars, cow horns we used to call them. I made
Yeah.
that for him. Got him the Hudson Kangaroos, and one day he's out, got him out in front of that, and I see that sort of thing, and I thought I'd trick him, so I got the side of him, and I got my foot round his back wheel, and I flicked him off, and he went off, and the handlebar stuck and nearly took his eye out, and he went home to Mum, and he said, "That Broadbank," he said, "knocked me off and all that for the purpose and all that." She said, "That's your lot, Colin. You're not riding no more." But he did, and we had a laugh about it, sort of thing. But Colin was very close to me. He when he got older, we got into speedway. But before we got into speedway, the bloke across the road where I used to live, he used to do all the flowers for the stadium at Haringey, and he used to say to me, and I knew Steve Ison raced there, so I said, can I come with you? He said, well, if you come with me, you got to help me to put the flowers up all around the stadium. So I said, yeah, that's fair enough. So we used to go to Haringey on a Friday. You have to get there in the afternoon, and we used to put the flowers on the bends, in the flower beds, on the bends, and in the middle, all around the starting area. And at that time, you had to get the Haringey 2 hours before the meeting because you couldn't get in otherwise. So, there was 65,000 there every Friday.
Wow.
Their supporters was 30,000 strong, and they used to have a special stand at the end. And that was but you had to be 2 hours in front. And we used to go there, and I used to do all the flowers, and that's where I used to meet Clive Itch there as well. Itchy, I called him Itchy, mate him Itchy, and we go up and sit on the top of the Stokes tables, and so we could sit up there and watch the meeting. And we used to watch the meeting because Clive, his mum and dad were Haringey supporters, and Clive used to come up because we was both cycle speedway and we were in those speedway, and that was it, sort of thing, And then after a time, Pratty, as I say, Arthur, I called him. He said to me, "Why don't you take me?" So I said, "Well, when you come back, it's ever so cold in the back of the lorry," like I said, and that sort of thing. And he said, "Well, you take me." So I got Joe, and Joe said, "Yeah, you can come." And he started helping us and all that. But you could never sleep in the back of the van in the lorry coming home because he was so cold. His teeth used to keep you awake,
Chattering.
Chattering. Oh, terrible, But he used to come, and regardless, he used to come all the time, and that was it. And then later on, as I say, he turned out a world-class rider, sort of thing, But he done a lot of travelling with me because He was my mechanic to start with. Before he started his speedway, and he used to travel with me, and we used to go all over the country together, and that sort of thing. Because I remember we, what was it? One night we was at Bellevue, and we'd done the Bellevue, and we was on the back. We got back near enough to Leicester, and somehow both of my front tyres got a puncture. It must have been something on the road, and they both went down. So I said, we can't go nowhere because I've only got one spare. Yeah. So anyway, it was near the end of the season, and it was blooming cold. It was, and he got in the back seat, and I got in the front seat because I had a long Cresta with a long seat and that. So, and that's it.
Yeah.
We only had, I think we had a couple of coats and one blanket and that, and he had all that. But I couldn't sleep again because his teeth kept chattering all night long. We had to wait till 9 o'clock the next day, and just up the road was a garage, and he helped us all out, and we got the wheels done and all that, and come home, like, you know. Another story up there, sort of thing.
There's Mr. Radford. He was fun guy as well when he was Kilby.
Yeah.
He was very good on the mic and all that.
Yeah, he was very good on the mic, Bob, and all that sort of thing. Yeah,
he was very good. What was going on in this party then? What was going on this party then, Broady?
That was that was a well final in Gothenburg.
And
all the girls was netball girls, and they come into the pits. They come into the pits, and the next thing they got me on the seat, and they was all around me. Looked lovely, didn't it? Really looked lovely, you know? Yeah, lovely lot of girls and that sort of thing. I don't think they could speak much English, but they were all very good. They were, you know, we had a good laugh and a joke and all that, and that was a netball team. Yeah, oh blimey, who's that? That's
Keeney.
Yeah,
is that Keeney?
Isn't it? Yeah, Keeney. He was always up the tricks. He was. Yeah, must have been the end of the season. Must have been the end of the season, surely.
Yeah, something like that. I reckon.
End of the season, he's always playing tricks and all that. Yeah.
Was he the joker?
You see the dirt on the levers, can't you?
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
levers. There's another bloke just out there. I see on the back there's Pete Smith. He come from my training school at Royals. Yeah. A real nice bloke. Yeah, Smithy. Yeah. Him and Trigger used to come down together. And
did they?
Turned out a good captain for Paul. Good rider. Yeah, Pete. Yeah, really, really, yeah.
Did you always prefer to be part of a team, Mike? Did you like the individual racing as well, or did you prefer to be part of the team?
Did
you prefer to be part of a team, or did you like being an individual as well?
Yeah, I like the individual racing. You know, like. No, I was a team man. I love team riding, and I loved a team man. I'm hoping that the team would, the team riding, and if we could win the match and all that, that was a lot of satisfaction for me. I love team riding. I did a lot of team riding cycle speedway, but I love team riding. I enjoy that. To help somebody that get me in front and try and keep me in front and things like that. And I did like that. But individual, if I had to go to indoor, I mean, a lot of indoor were with championship rounds. You had so many qualifying rounds. Then you had the British final, the European final, then the world final. So all had to be individual, And plus, I won the London Riders Championship at West Ham, and that was all individual. I went there in West Ham and 15-point maximum, so they couldn't say nothing about that. But at first, they wasn't going to let me ride because they said only London Riders. But apparently they said, well, Broady's always been around. He lives in London. He's a Londoner and all that sort of thing. You can't really dispute him. So they let me go there and I won it. And the next year we had to go to Hackney to do it. And was at Hackney, and I got 14 points there, and so did Spear Hartfeld, the Norwegian.
Yeah.
And we had to have a 2-man runoff, and he got out the gate, and he's a lovely rider and that, but he rode middle track, and I thought, well, if I keep near him, I might be able to dive under him and break his speed up in the middle and beat him out. But I kept trying to dive under, I had to go where I had to do something desperate, and the poor old boy perhaps could have knocked off or went into the fence, and I wouldn't do that. And I kept trying to get him. And anyway, the last pen, I tried a big dive underneath him, and we were coming out together, neck and neck, and we went over the line together. And I actually looked, and I think he beat me by a front tire.
Just about to say, do you need a drink?
He beat me by a front tire, but I looked at him. We went across, and I thought, "I've got you." No, but he beat me, But he was a fair rider, a nice rider, Norwegian, Spear Hartfelt, and that's it.
Nice little picture there as well. Is that?
I had them levers. I
Yeah.
took them. That's when I think I had the crash, and I took them to get repaired, and I never see the going of them. So I don't know what happened to them. Yeah, because I had the broadie on the arm, and they was red and white with the bands around them. Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. Shame.
Yeah, I'd love to see them. I wonder where they are.
Yeah. I think I'm sure I took them to the cobblers in Swindon, and they were going to repair them and all that. And I don't know what happened then. I can't think what happened. I don't know. No, I don't know.
Got another you in PC in it there.
Yeah, PC. Yeah. I just come back from a holiday. I had Costa del Sol in Spain, and
I see your jumper there. Yeah.
Yeah, we went. He was at Wimbledon riding and championship or something like that, and I went, and I got on well with Peter. I liked all his family. I got on well with his family because I remember when they all started, and Pete was just down to earth. And he turned out a fantastic rider, but he never changed. He's a nice, always stayed a nice lad. And my Joe, that was his idol. Joe was his idol. He done a couple of done a couple of with Joe and all that sort of thing. When we was at somewhere at Stoke and that, and he come and I said to him, my boys, and he's your idol and that sort of thing. And he done a couple of programs and signed for him and all that. Old Joe, he loved old PC, but he never.
I did get him on here.
Yeah, never changed. Yeah, great rider, good lad. I don't know what this one, mate, is.
Not sure. Was this end of season again?
I'm not sure, but I think that's Theo on the front.
Is it?
I don't know where that come from, mind you.
Yeah.
He's not a real woman, is it? Because you got no arms. I think that was Theo, and I think Brian Meredith and myself.
Yeah.
I don't know. It must have been a victory parade on the tractor because we used to sit on the tractor and go around victory parade.
Yeah.
That was Theo. I don't know where he got that bird from, I'm sure. Yeah.
It's not a robin, is it, that bird?
But that's Theo. It's definitely Theo and Brian Meredith and myself. Yeah.
Cool. Look at what's going on here, Mike, because I was looking at this. This looks a bit mad.
Someone in the back. This was really, really funny. This was a TV advertising for smoking cigarettes. I think what was this? I don't know. Was it Players Cigarettes or something? Players Cigarettes. Well, Brigo never smoked. I never smoked.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do some advertising for the thing. So they said, "Would you do it?" So Ted Nelson said, "Yeah, they could use the track and all that sort of thing." And so I come all the way from London. Barry come from Southampton. And we've done a couple of starts behind it. And then when we got up, like going near it, we'd both park. And then we go round again and come up behind it. They were cameraing in the back, bloke laying in the back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can see now. He's laying.
Yeah, doing the camera and all that sort of thing. Anyway, we had a day at that, and we thought, that's what I mean. And when we got paid £15 each. And we he was from Southampton, I was from London. It was a whole complete day, messing around and everything like that. And in the end, we got £15 each. Advertising Players Cigarettes. I tell you. a rip-off, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds like it. While I'm
Yeah.
talking about advertising, I just had John Stevens just messaged me. I don't know if you guys and girls have seen about this. There's a speedway show coming up. I'll just put it in the screen there. Look, it's coming up on Saturday, the 18th of November at the British Motor Museum, and I know Neil Ockwell from Swindon's going there with all his bits and stuff like that as well. But it's going to be memorabilia displays, trade stores, speedway bikes, collectors, riders, merchandise, parts. Seems like we need to go there, Broady. Sounds like we need to go there.
Yeah. Take all my bits, take a lot of my stuff there and be able to get something for it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Warwickshire. It's in Gaydon, Warwickshire.
Warwickshire.
Never been there. Never been there. Yeah, Gaydon, Warwickshire. It's in November at the Speedway show. So, yeah, might have to try and get there. What's also the one that you're doing, Broady? The one at Swindon. What's that one as well? Tell us about you're going up to the Swindon one. There's
that's
a Swindon
the one.
Isn't
Yeah, they're studying the book, aren't they? They made a book.
Yeah.
They wrote a book about when 1949 until it ended, and they've done a nice book and all that. Jukes is quite in with it. He's helped the bloke ever since a lot, and he's run it. That's at the Blunsdon Hotel, and I think that's the end of the month. And
yes, I think
Martin's bringing his dad. Martin Hitch bringing his dad, and they're going to stay over. Yeah, they're going to come.
I'm coming as well, so I'll be able to see all you guys there.
Martin's going to come, isn't he? Apparently,
but is he coming as well?
He said he's not very good on walking, and they're going to try and open the back door and get him in the back way, so he don't have to walk.
Yeah,
he wants to come, and so Jukes said they're going to open the back door so he can park near it, and he ain't got far to walk. So Martin's definitely going to come.
That's good.
I should imagine Lee Kilby might turn up, knowing Lee.
Hopefully,
turn up. I know.
Apparently, my mum's even going. My mum's even doing the draw. Is he?
Oh yeah. Because apparently they've got a few bikes. They've got a few bikes on the stage or something, and they're doing a film show. And there's a bar there, and a coffee bar, and a bill bar, and they've got a nice room in Blunsdon House, and that's where they usually do the wedding. But he went to see the Clifford and all that, the son that's running it now, and he gave him a good deal and all that sort of thing, because his son, he was in the speedway, because I got to know him a lot, because when I first went to Blunsdon to live, Blunsdon Hotel, an old like a farmhouse, and that's how they started. And they had one room as a bar. And we used to walk up there and on a Sunday, and we used to have a couple of beers and that. We got to know Mr. Clifford and his wife and all that sort of thing. And I suppose later on we got to know his son and that sort of thing. So, and then it just went from, well, you know what it's like now. But that was just one little room in an old farmhouse. That was in the front room.
Wow.
And got a bar there. Yeah. That was in the 50s. Yeah. So this shows what's happened since then. Yeah,
it does, doesn't it? So that other show, Broady, that other show, Broady's at Leamington Spa, apparently.
Leamington Spa, yeah.
It's called Gaydon or something. So wrote this? I'm not sure who's wrote this, but they've wrote on a comment saying, rumour had it that you wore women's tights and cushions under your levers.
Never.
Wrote that. I'm going to try and find who that is. I'm going to have to see who that is.
No.
Who's wrote that? Who's wrote that? I've got to try and find who it is. I'm going to look on my phone and see if I can see who's wrote that. That's Annette Brody.
A what?
Annette Brody, her name is, and she's put, the rumour has it that you had women's tights and cushions under your levers. I don't know what. That's what it was. That's what it was, Annette. It was a rumour.
Yeah. Oh well. Fair enough. No, that's not true. No.
Okay.
No.
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
That's a random one.
No.
All right. Let's have a look at these. Here we go. Out in the old. Is that Blunsdon as well?
Elf Whedon.
Elf Whedon come down. Yeah, I know.
Elf Whedon, he was a top photographer, wasn't he?
Yeah, I knew the name, but I didn't know what
he made a lot of money out of taking photos of Elf and that.
Yeah.
And he phoned me up and come all the way from London to spend a day with me.
That's how I got those pictures
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, got some pictures. Got one of where I've got the
Yeah.
little boy Robin on the bike. And,
Robin and all that. Yeah, it was good.
yeah,
Mm. Cool that they're on there, aren't they?
Yeah, he spent
on the
the
Somerville
day out,
collection.
Yeah, I've got on well with Alfie, haven't he? Done that. But the only thing with Alfie, he'd take loads of photos of that, but he'd never give you one.
Oh. Unless you paid for it.
He made lots of money out of all the riders, but he never give you a photo. You know,
Bloody
sometimes
hell.
he'd say, "Oh, I'll get one of them for you. Get one." And I never had none of them. But when Bob Kilby's brother done it,
Brother, brother.
Mickey, he was a good photographer, but the old boy
Lee
used to
told me.
take bits and regularly used to come around. He used to have half a dozen photos he used to give you. You know, the other week, like, you know, and that, what do I owe you? No, that's all right. And he was really, really good. And I've got some good photos that Mickey took.
Yeah, I'd love to see them.
Alfie, I've got some good photos, like, sort of thing. Oh, there's an old one. Look at the Russian. He's the Russian.
Yeah, see the Russian. That's black leathers, eh?
Yeah, he was the best. He was the best Russian they had.
Was he?
Yeah. He would get, mind you, he was getting on a bit, but he was clever. He was a good rider. Yeah, and that's me and Boocock. That must have been in a world final at Wembley then. Yeah, it could have been a world final at Wembley because it looks like the archway there where you used to go down. Yeah, so he must have done. Yeah. I think he finished a couple of seconds in them, didn't he? But I think he's in that photo. That photo you might have with all the team that's in Gothenburg in the world final, and I think he's in that as well.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if you have you got that photo.
I think I've took it down now. Yeah, I took it down now.
I think I might have that.
I normally take them back off so that I can see what I've used and what I haven't used.
Yeah, I might have that. Hang on a bit.
That's Newport there, isn't it? Newport. The photos coming out, are they, Broady?
Yeah, that's Newport. Yeah. Can you?
I've got to come round and have a look through your photos.
If I put up, can you have a look at that one? If I put it on the screen.
Yeah. Go on.
That's world final at Gothenburg.
Okay, a bit further up and towards you.
Hang on.
A bit higher. Yeah, higher and further away. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Now go a bit further away towards you. Yeah.
That's a world final.
Some Russians in that. Yeah.
In that world final, there's about 6 world champions, and I think. Let's have a look.
Craven.
Craven's in it.
Yes.
There's Craven at the end.
Yeah, on the front.
Off the Russian. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And there's Ken McKinley there. There's Jack Young, another world champion.
Jack Young, I remember Jack Young.
Ronnie Moore, Björk Knudsen, Funden.
See Funden just behind you, isn't he? Yeah. See Funden behind you.
Champions. Yeah, there's about 5 world champions there. And then you come back and I say, well, you didn't do very well. I mean, with a line-up like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's 2 or 3 poles there, and they were the top poles at that time. And one of the Swedes there, Rune Sormenda, he won the championship in Sweden so many times, unreal, like, you know. But
seriously stacked, wasn't it? Seriously stacked.
Yeah.
Major stars all over, wasn't it? Stars everywhere. Number ones all through.
There's another. I don't know if you see that one. There's another team took at Oxford. Can you see that one?
Yeah, is that a trophy at the bottom there? That's you next to it, isn't it? Is that Keane? Oh, that's the Swindon team, isn't it?
Yeah, Swindon team. They won at Oxford.
Tiny bit lower. Can see you, Keane, and thing at the bottom. Bit lower, bit lower. Yep. There's Barry in it, and is that Frank Shooter?
Clivich, Frank Shooter.
Bob Jones on the end.
Bob Jones, Pete Bundy.
Another legend.
Yeah. Nick Bradley was the team manager.
Yeah.
There they are.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, Bob Jones again.
Definitely going to have to come over yours and look through photos because I love looking through photos.
Well, you'd have to be a long time, mate. I tell you.
Yeah, I know. We'd have to be a day thing, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, it's a long
How much is the admission for a day? It'd be better than a museum there, wouldn't it?
You're welcome, mate. But I'll tell you something.
I'd love to.
There's so much stuff there.
Yeah, I'd love to go through the photos. And I'd love to.
World final medal.
Beautiful.
World final medal, that is.
Wow, that's a big one, isn't it, as well? Yeah. FIM on the middle, isn't it? Is that FIM?
Yeah, that's a FIM medal. That's what you got with a world. That's what you get with a world final.
To qualify, get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. So I've got a big bunch of them, in all done together, There's 7 I've got. I've got them all. Terry, done me a big plaque and put them all on.
Wow.
He done a plaque at school and put them all on. So I've left them all on it,
Yeah, really nice.
Sort of thing.
Even them race jackets behind you in prime, aren't they? Mike Broadbank, the Red Devil. I was going to say, is that obviously the nickname comes from the leathers? I'm gathering the Red Devil thing because I had that written.
Yeah,
that's good as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. Royhouse in the Royhouse team. That's when I was 20 and 21, and that 21. Was on the day I won the Southern Area Championship. And the middle one.
Didn't you win the league and the championship individual at the same year, wasn't it? I think it was.
Yeah. And that was me on the middle and my last race. And that used to be a big corrugated tin fence. And that was winning the last race to get the trophy.
Nice.
There's a trophy, I think. Can you see the trophy?
The other corner. Yeah, in that one, yeah.
Trophy.
I think I did put that up.
And that's the one that Terry wants. Yeah, when I've gone, Terry wants that one. Apparently.
Nice.
When I'm not here no more, that's what he wants. He wants that. And the little bloke in the middle was George Kay, and he was the manager of Haringey Racers.
Yeah.
And the next one to him was Eric Chitty. Eric Chitty was an old Canadian rider. Rode for West Ham, and he come down the Royhouse and run the training school. And the next one across is the Ronnie Moore's Trophy. I won that one, and that's Ronnie giving it me a drink. And Vic Ridgeon was the captain of Royhouse. I think he was runner-up. And Trevor Redman, another old manager and rider, New Zealand rider. So, so that was that sort of thing. But nice, see that trophy there? Ronnie, yeah. Apparently, they took that back. I'll never see that.
Didn't you?
I've got a little
one of them ones, was it?
Each place.
Just for the photo.
Yeah,
job,
one of them ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the photo job, and apparently, I wish I'd have known that because I wouldn't have put it up, because when you win something like that, you think, oh, that's a lovely trophy, and then you get an egg cup in its place. Which I've had several times, but they didn't give you much years ago. You never got much years ago.
No. Someone's just said as well, Mike, that they've just said that they reckon that Malcolm Brown had the tights and cushions. And Annette was going on about someone said that Malcolm Brown had the tights and cushions. Apparently. Obviously, that's a joke, I'm gathering.
Now you might be right there because Malcolm, I took Colin Pratt and Malcolm and all that, and we went to Ireland. We used to go to Ireland on a Sunday, and we used to we used to fly to Ireland, and we'd have some meetings with some of their boys, and we'd have a meeting, and I used to take most of the Swindon boys, but Pete Swift come with me and Bronco and some other. I used to have so many phone calls trying to take you because they had such a good time, and we got all the fare was paid, hotel was paid, all the food you could eat, and cash it. We used I think it was the top riders used to get about £20 cash in the hand, and we used to have cash at the time, and used to take us out to a big restaurant afterwards, and so it was quite good. We had a good time in Ireland, but there was one. Where was it? One track there in Ireland was not far from the Dublin airport. I think it was called Kennedy's Stadium.
I didn't know they rode in Ireland. Didn't know that.
Yeah, Kennedy's Stadium, And yeah, we had it was a running track. It was, but the track was very narrow but good. But at the end, they used to have a big slope where they used to do the riding cycle up, that cycle thing. I used to go up in the air.
Yeah. Velodrome thing. Yeah.
And the manager was a St Austell bloke, and he used to have a car business there. Because me and Brigo used to stop him when we used to go to St Austell. But then he went to live in Ireland, and he wanted me to come bring riders over. So I used to come over and make all the contacts and riders and all the bookings at the airport and London airport. And we used to go over there and that sort of thing. And Malcolm Brown, he used to do a lot of Sandy Shore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he used to dress up like Sandy Shore and sing all those songs, all that. And he'd walk on the track with no shoes on like she did, and all dressed up. And until they thought it was Sandy Shore was there, but it was Brownie, because he was quite a good comedian, quite a good entertainer.
So proper character then.
Yeah, a real character, sort of thing. And we used to get him to do a couple of songs on there, and the people really thought we brought her over and done the business, but it was Malcolm Brown. And that one particular meeting there, they had American bloke as a co-promoter, and he didn't know nothing about speedway. And anyway, one race there, Kilb come along the straight, a million miles an hour, and the fence was just like about 6 inches high, like a wooden board.
Bloody hell, was it?
And his foot rested in it. And he'd done about 6 somersaults along the straight, And when he come in, the American bloke said, "God," he said, "that was a terrific show, Bob." He said, "See if you can do it again." And when he walked away, you know what Bob said?
Again? Yeah.
He said, "I nearly killed myself." He said, and he wants me to do it again. He's like, he didn't know about speedway, and he thought Bob had actually done it,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was another, a couple of races later, it was Itchy, Clive Itch. And Itchy, way, right? He used to go a million miles coming into the bends and right up to the top and then turn. This particular day, he'd come up and he went up. And as he went up, he missed out and he hit the board, this little board, and it sent him up on this concrete like a concrete running track. It went really up high.
Jesus Christ.
He was going straight up, and we thought, Christ, if he goes off there, we would never find him because he'd go up in the air. Anyway, all of a sudden he turned and he come back on the fence, and he passed the old 3 and won the race.
Proper cutback, was it?
I don't know if you remember that, but I often laugh at that because it was so funny. 1 minute he was going up there, and we thought he was going to go.
Like he was disappearing, yeah.
He come back and passed them all, But he rode like that at Swindon, didn't he? He used to go because I know. I was talking to Martin a while ago, and Martin said, he said BB said that he rode because he was 1 and she was 2, and they used to ride together. And the way Clive used to ride, because he really rode right up hard and that, a million miles an hour, and Brigo didn't gate very good, and he used a couple of times follow Richie, and he had to get by him because he said he made him a nervous wreck. So he said to Marty one day, he said, he said, "I think your dad made me win one of my world finals." So Martin said, "What was that?" He said, "I was so bloody scared," he said, "being behind him." He said, "I had to learn the gate they were in front of me," because he said, "I don't mind being in front of him," but he said, to follow him, he said, it was a nightmare, he said. And Martin, he told me about it, and we often laugh about that, But he reckoned his dad made him a world champion because he made him get out of the gate.
Because he needed to get out of the way. Just had a message there from Neil Broadbank. Loving the stories, Broady. Love from Ireland.
Yeah, Ireland. Yeah, Neil. He phoned me up and knew it was on. He phoned me up last night. Yeah, he said, "I'll be watching it." Yeah, I'll be watching it. He said, "Yeah."
Brilliant.
Yeah,
that's classic. Love that. It is a proper.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
There we go. That's the one we showed. It is Barry.
Look at that.
Ronnie Moore, is it? Ronnie Moore, Barry, Fundin.
Barry, Knutson, Fundin, Jack Young, another fantastic champion. The Russian, another one, Craven. Yeah, me and Craven used to ride 1 and 2 in the for England.
Yeah.
Another rider, Ron, fantastic rider. And Gorty Norden, he was one of the top Swedes. He could have been a champion. Didn't have a lot of luck, but Floyd.
Stacked, isn't it?
Yeah, and that one there, Swede, he was the top Swede in Sweden. Ruud Solmander. He was he won the Sweden Championship about 12 times, I think. And then there was Ken McKinley, we called Hurricane, and then myself, and Sil Maidment, Bobby Andrews. He gone to New Zealand now, Bobby. We often correspond at Christmas time together. Sil passed away on his birthday in Tenerife one year. Yeah, gonna have a party. Got all the boys to go there and died. Tenerife, and that was one of the top bowls, and he was a top bowl. Floyd Capella or something, I think his name was. Yeah, so it was a bloody good lineup to be in. But
why isn't it?
A hard one, you know. Yeah, hard one, but brings back a lot of good memories. Yeah, there's Pete Sampson. There's Steve Ison's nephew. One of the sisters, that's Pete Sampson. He's got the Broxbourne wildlife place.
Yeah.
That's Pete Sampson, that is.
Right.
Yeah, that's Steve's sister's boy, and the other sister was Terry Keats, and he used to come with me a lot, and we got him riding at Rye House, but he didn't stay too long, but he didn't put himself out a lot. You know, he was a bit lazy riding. He just wanted to sit there and go around, I know. But Pete was a good style, good rider, Pete was. But he was good at 3 laps, and in the last lap, he would slow up a bit because he had, what was it, diphtheria or something when he was young. And it took a lot of strength out of him or something. And they reckon he did 3 laps, and all right, 4th lap, he was struggling. But it's like Peter Moore. Peter Moore was the same. He'd have 3 laps and fly. In the last lap, if you get near Pete in the last lap, you had a chance to beat him. But otherwise, he was so fast out the gate and everything, you know, that was it. And he looked at young Kilby. He must have just got in the team then, Keeney. And then Martin, Barry. And then Roy Bowser. He used to always keep his helmet on because he was bald head. He had no hair. He lost his hair when he was ever so young.
So this was a bit embarrassing. This was a year or two before the league title, wasn't it? 67, wasn't it? 67.
Yeah. This Swindon wrote
65.
Yeah.
65 this one, so a couple of years. But
I wonder where that was because it all got a big fence, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know where that was.
Don't think it's Swindon.
No, it's not Swindon. Definitely not Swindon. No, don't know where that one was.
See, that's why I was so happy on the boat. It's like makes sense, doesn't it, for like Ashby's and Kilby's and Broadbanks to be all.
Yeah.
Funny how it all works out, and you think that I always used to play my football teams against Robin, and classic, isn't it?
That's what I say. Robin often said about that, sort of thing, and you think your dad was in one of our races, and then the next thing, all our boys are playing football with each other.
Yeah, that's it. It's crazy.
It's fantastic.
Now Joe's still riding motocross at some of my events, and it's like really cool. That's why it was good to spend some time with you boys. That was really nice.
Yeah, it's lovely, that sort of thing.
Definitely gonna have to come over and come through the photos because that's my thing.
Oh yeah.
I love photos.
Yeah,
I do that all day. No worries.
Yeah, that's another one. See, United Nations final. Yeah, United Nations final. Yeah, that was Bretty, me and Barry. I had a lot of time with Barry. That's another one at Norwich. That was a big white fence, solid fence.
Was that solid? Was it? Yeah, I was just about to say that. Was it solid?
It was all wood, but it was a soft. But it didn't stop me one night, and I went coming out, and I went between Georgie White and what was his name? Harry Edwards. Nice old boy. Spent 3 years at Japanese prison camp. And, and I come out the bend. We're all going down the straight, and I thought, I could get through the middle here. I went through the middle, and we all got stuck together, and we all went right through the balls at the bottom fence. And what Georgie called me was out of nobody's business, you know.
Yeah, I bet.
Bloody idiot. He said, "What do you do that for?" I said, "Well, I thought I could get by, like, you know." But I think poor old Harry broke his arm, but I couldn't breathe for a long time. I hit my chest, and I think Georgie was shook up and all that sort of thing. But that was my fault. But I just see the gap, and I thought, "Here we go." But it didn't work out. We all got stuck together, but we didn't have going fast. We went past, went right through the wooden boards.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Some dangerous old fence around there, wasn't there? And everywhere there was deadly, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a fast old track, that was.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, look at that. I was the president, see?
Yeah, I've been trying to get hold of Egon.
Our president, and we just changed over to the German. And that's when all the trouble started, wasn't it? And I don't think he had a very good run, actually. I think all the old lockdown come in, and the poor old boy he didn't even go to Leicester on the big night, like, you know. But it's a shame, really, because he seemed a nice bloke. But
I have sort of touched base with him. I'm going to try and get him on an interview, Egon. So see how it goes.
If you get him, you won't stop him talking. Or he can talk. I tell you, he can talk.
Can he?
Yeah, he tell all about how he won the world final, and you can't stop him talking. But apparently he was a good showman as well, singer, and
I've seen him do some music. I think I've seen him on guitars and things like that. Yeah. Quite interesting character.
I think he's got a run to the nightclub and all that sort of thing. But he's quite chatty. I got on all right with him. By the way, I was at the year before, and I ended it to him, like that sort of thing, which was a nice honour. I was very pleased to get the honour to be a president, the World Speedway Association. You know, it's you don't think much at the time, but it is a big honour, really. They've got a nice plaque and all that sort of thing from Pete.
Still got that,
But Pete Sampson, as I say, I worked with Pete when I was struggling a bit with working together, and we've been, and he knew that I used to clean his uncle's bike, and I was his idol and everything like that. So we stay friends forever. We're still friends now. On my 80th birthday, he done me a party down at the animal place, right? You know, and
the wildlife, the
museum, and he done me proud. He done me our 80th birthday, and we had all sit down tables and photos done, and. Yeah, so that, he did say we got the 90. He said we'll have another one. So I don't know whether I might see. I think he's coming to Swindon on the end of the month.
Oh, he's going to be there. Oh, right, that'd be good.
He's going to give a couple of free tickets to families to go to the museum and to the wildlife. I think he's.
I haven't been yet, and I'm a member as well. So I need to get down there, don't I?
What to the? Oh, to that?
I haven't been. I haven't been to the wildlife thing yet. No.
Well, you if you go there, you'll have a fantastic day.
Yeah.
You know, and mate, if you do go there, go to the office, which is right in the corner, and ask for see Pete, and say that Broady sent you up to say hello and all that sort of thing. And he'll give you the PI treatment, and he's such a lovely lad. But the animals, he's got lovely, beautiful animals and all that. And the museum, you're going to be there for a long, long time. The museum. You know,
that's perfect for me. I like the animal places and speedway. So
the way you are, you'll be. I'll tell you so. You'll be struggling to get out of that museum because you'll be up your street. There's so much to see and read, and and all the cycle speedway bikes are hanging up, and you'll be over the moon. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah.
And the animal park. If you was to take a family, if you was to go there and get there early. The animal park is fabulous, and you got all the material. You got all the little shops there and buying stuff, and you got nice restaurants. It's run so fantastic, and they got a little train that goes round, and it goes all round the park, and he's got all these big monsters coming out of the woods and coming at you and all that sort of. And they are absolutely. He's had the people that come and put the animals up that come from China. Yeah, these massive, great. Oh, they frighten you when they come out there with the teeth and they're making a noise and that. They do frighten you. They're fabulous. They're fabulous. And he often said to me, he said, "I wish you still lived down here." So I said, "Why is that then? Why is that then, Samo?" He said, "You'd always have a job with me." So I said, "Oh yeah, what would the job be?" He said, "You'll be the train driver."
Yeah.
So I've been the train driver taking all the kids around the show. Been the train driver abroad, he said, but you'd had a job all the time you was here. He said,
I love that.
he's a lovely old boy. He's fantastic. If you ever go down there,
definitely going.
Yeah. What I said, knock at the office door. You have to go right through, right to the end where the car park is. Park over right onto the right hand side, not far from the nice toilet and all that there. And his office is there. Go in, and if he's not there, ask the girls that, can you put that, and say you've been, Brody said, come down and see you. And he will look after you, Lee, believe me.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be amazing. My mum's just said, "Can I come?"
Oh, well, if your mum
just said, "Can I come?"
You'll have a fantastic time. If you take your mum and your family, I'll tell you, you'll want to go again because you won't have enough time to see it all.
Yeah,
got lovely, lines and everything, lines, and they all got their names, and he's fantastic. He's really fantastic. Yeah, and
I remember this
M4, M25, and you go off at 25, and it's all signposts right there. 10 minutes off the M25, and you're there. Yeah,
I must have gone past that the other week as well. I went to Romford to watch ice hockey.
Oh yeah, well you would have went by 25 then, wouldn't you?
Must have gone by.
As you're going by 25, you'll see the big notice up in brown to the park.
To the park.
It's only about from 10 minutes there, you'll be there. 10 minutes you'll be there.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. You go to the museum and the park, you'll have a lovely time.
Yeah, I know that'd be perfect because me and my mum like the animals.
Oh yeah, I know your mum would be happy. Yeah, you'll be. I'll tell you. You want to go again, because he puts a meeting on. We have a couple of meetings in May usually, and there's one's an open one where they got all the stuff for sale and all the riders. The riders get there. They start the bikes up every hour. One bike starts up every hour, and nice sit down place, and museums there as well. We've got the old Wembley tractor there. Yeah, the old Wembley tractors. They're all painted up.
Nice.
And, and in the summer they got a little swimming pool there, and they got deck chairs all around it, and mum sit there with the kids all swimming, and that's right by the museum, just outside the museum. But I tell you, you'll have a fabulous time now, Lee. Believe me.
I'll be taking a lot of pictures, Brody, won't I?
you will be. I tell you, you will be. If you can get down there when they open in, they've got a couple of meetings in May. They usually have it in May.
Is that with all there when everyone goes down?
I tell you, because one of them you go down there and it's got all the stuff for sale. Got all the little tiny. They put all the tents up and put all the stuff for sale. The bikes start up in and they got the cemetery just at the side where they put all the riders' plaques and that in.
Yeah, I've seen
that. He's done that really lovely. Done it lovely, And a lot of the old riders are all round up fence and all that. And
Kilby's there, isn't it? Kilby's there.
Go there, and he has a church service, and the vicar comes down and he has a church service, and he's sitting there and all that sort of thing, and then he puts a couple of more new plaques up, and he done all everybody on there. He has Samo. He's done a fantastic job.
That's nice. Kilby's on there as well, isn't he?
Yeah, Kilby's on there. He's on there. Peter Moore's on there. Tio's on there. Eddie Ryder has gone, and I know the other year I was there, and was it Tony Clark's wife? She come and put a plaque on for Tony Clark. She was there, and I
might have to speak to him and say, "Can I get one for my dad or something?"
Yeah, because that'd be nice because you put your dad up. But when she done the one for Tony Clark, the next few months, she sent a little wooden bench down, a paper wooden bench to be down there with his name on it.
Nice.
Well, they've got two or three of them down there with their names on it, But all you got to do is get in touch with them and say, "Is that all right? And I put my dad's placard there."
And that'd be good.
Yeah, you get your dad's plaque there.
And that'd be nice.
walk around and see all the others, all that, and you know your dad's going to be there as well.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
People walk around, they all know your dad, and they say, "Oh, right there."
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'd like to do that. So I'll have to get in contact with them.
Get in contact.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah,
thanks, Brody.
Or if not Pete, get on to what's this? The Scotch kiddie that's
Bert Harkins.
Bert Harkins. Get on the Bert.
Harkins. I've seen him the other week.
Yeah, well, he can't do enough for you. I tell you, if you get on the Bert and just mention it to him, you won't have no trouble. You won't have no trouble.
I'd love to do that. Yeah, I saw him at Oxford the other week, a couple of weeks
ago. Did you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he gets down there a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, a couple of times when you were there as well.
Yeah, he's well in with Pete, and they have meetings where they're in like a committee and have meetings and he's in that. And we get into touch with him or Pete.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'll do that. That'd be nice for you, wouldn't it? Put a plaque up.
I would be. Yeah, I always join the.
When they won't have one of them meetings in May, and you can put your plaque up, your dad, and then you can have the rest of the day in the museum and the animals. And they've got plenty of food down there. And even if you've got little girls or anything and all that, they like
I have.
Well, they've got a stage there, and they've got music there, and they can go and dance. They can dance all morning.
Just dancing as well, so that'll be good.
Yeah, they've got the music going, and they go on the stage and dance, and you've got all that.
Perfect.
There. Oh yeah, he's got it all there.
I'll definitely get hold of her. I'll get hold of him and ask him. I'll speak to him. I'm trying to get him on here as well.
It'll be no trouble.
I'm trying to get him on an interview as well.
Yeah, hard to understand him, but he's genuine.
Scottish man,
Yeah. When he used to come down from Scotland, when he was come down the Scottish team, and I used to put a lot of them up in my, because I had a fairly good bungalow years ago before I had to crash. Yeah. And I used to put a lot of them up in the bungalow. And poor old Terry, he used to look at Bert, and he just couldn't make what he was saying. And he was amazed. He could see him talking and everything like that, but he couldn't understand what he was saying. And we often laughed about that. But old Bert, he's funny. That.
Because I remember you had you had a testimonial, didn't it? But it was very much later on, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got wait a minute, I've got something for that. Yeah, look at that.
I think I've got a photo of it. I'm trying to find it.
What about that one?
Is that everyone signed it as well?
There's the museum there.
Oh right, yeah.
That's the museum. Testimonial.
Paradise Wildlife. That's it. Nice. Yeah. Loads of the riders have signed it as well. Loads of the riders signed it as well. Then.
Yeah, a lot of the riders signed it. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And that's his museum.
It went well, didn't it? As well, when you had the.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Lee Adams and Steve Johnson with Terry through Terry Russell. Terry Russell. He found out that I'd never had nothing, and and he was so disgusted. And he said to Lee and my boy and Jono, if you can get two teams together, you're welcome to run a meeting here. And that's what happened. But it's so nice of Terry Russell to do that. I mean, I would have thought perhaps the Swindon, but the Swindon promoters. But when I rode quite a long time. I had a good career with Swindon. And when I got smashed up, I only lived across the road. And not once did any of the promoters or team manager come and see me. And I was out nearly a year, and I had nobody knock at the door for any help whatsoever. But, yeah. And in the end, I got so desperate I had to sell the place and get a smaller place, because I could see I was going to get in trouble. So, but I did have a lovely bungalow, a nice swimming pool, and all things like that. But it's the way it happened. I had a crash, and that's what took it all, But I would have liked perhaps team manager or something like that, or general manager, just to pop in and ask how I was getting on and did I need anything. But never had nothing out of them. Never. I got a collection from the supporters, which were always lovely. They was always lovely. great supporters, Swindon supporters. You know, I had some good times there. Supporters. Got a few £100 from them around the collection, and I was in the Red Riders Benevolent Fund, but they didn't give much away, like, you know. So you just had to struggle on what you got and get on the best way you could, like, you know. But very disappointed nobody ever come and see me, but that's the way of life. You get on with it and you think, oh well, that's the way it is. But I think I deserve something like that with the service I've done. But that's the way it is. The point is, I'm all right now, and I've got by, and I still meet great people, great supporters, talk to me, and I say to them, "Did I give you a good time?" And they say, "Yeah, fantastic time. You know, you're a legend, you know." And it's nice when sometimes they say that, because you think, well, you know, you don't think much like that, but then they turn around and say it, so it does put a bit of a smile on your face.
Well, I know well, when I posted up in the Facebook groups, Mike, like advertising this interview, and honestly, all the comments, you'd have to get Joe and stuff to show you on there, because there's some on like Old Time Speedway Facebook and loads of them, and there was hundreds of comments on all of it saying how much of a legend you were, and that there was a lot of love in a lot of the posts. It would be nice to read them out as well.
Well, I know. I went to Wolverhampton. My mate from London, he picked me up and took me there, and we got there, and I know what they was queuing up and all that sort of thing. And the next minute, this bloke said to me, he said, "You're Mike Broady." "Yeah, Broady." And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, come through this gate." So I went through this gate with my mate. When I got the other side, there was a woman selling programs. Christ, I thought she was going to knock me off her feet. Broady, she said, "God, what good times we had and all that. Fantastic ride." And I said, "Don't say it too loud." I said, "I don't want to, you know, sort of let anybody know." And she said, "You're fantastic." She said, "Here's a couple of programs." She said, "Yeah, go in," like, sort of thing, you know. So that was it. But it just shows you, like, you know. And I hadn't been to Wolverhampton for years, but I still remember when I walked in. So couldn't have been too bad.
I literally went on there, and there was so many feedback off of it.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, really nice. It was really nice.
What about the woman at Oxford? She used to get to Oxford and buy the pits, and we used to always have a good meetings and usually win and all that. And she used to always come to the edge of the pits, and she used to hit me with her umbrella.
I've heard about this.
Yeah, she used to say to me, "You dirty mudbanks, you dirty mudbanks." She used to hit me with an umbrella. And one day I was sitting there, and she hit me and called me dirty mudbank, so I took it back and hit her back, and she fainted. I never heard nothing more about it, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I'm just looking. That's just one grouplet. I was on I posted in Old Time Speedway, and had over 150 likes, and some of the things that people were saying is just so nice. Thanks for the entertainment and the thrills, Mike. Great collections of photos, a true legend. Fantastic collection, because obviously I put up about 80 odd photos with your post.
Yeah.
Someone even said, "Look, my drawing of the picture of the Speedway Star back in the day," and they done a drawing of you as well.
Oh, blimey. Yeah, that's a Stoke, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the Stoke one. Someone else, absolute legend. Someone else put, Mike Coombs put Puffer Broadbank. Some years ago, he's put Mike Coombs.
Oh, Mike Coombs.
Yeah, and he's called you Puffer Broadbank. Was that your nickname to him?
Might have been. Perhaps he's got to have my old pump to go in, like, you know.
Yeah, he put Puffer Broadbanks. He's put, some years ago, he regularly took breakfast in the Didcot Cafe. Showed me how to slide at Rye House years ago. He was so skinny in those days. If he took his shirt off, he stuck his tongue out, he looked like Zip. Brilliant.
Yeah, there wasn't much of me, actually, really. No.
Roger Tomlinson said, "Mike hero, Mike Broadbank, my hero." Someone else put, "He was a great rider. I saw him race at Bellevue many times." Glenn Boucher wrote in there as well with a picture of you, Keane, and stuff like that, saying that he loved all your racing. There's so many comments in there. It's really cool.
Oh, fantastic.
Really nice, mate. Really nice.
Anyway, say a dirty old B.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't show me if they did. So I don't mean to be like that, but don't be like that.
It's all fun and games.
only that woman who used to call me Dirty Mudbanks.
Yeah. I love that. There was always some characters at all the tracks, weren't there?
Yeah.
All the stories about riders getting hiding in cars to get out if they'd run into their
Oh,
number
yeah.
one.
Funny you should say that.
Yeah.
I was at Southampton once. Swindon was against Southampton, and it was a Tuesday night, and I went out. I won my first race and all that sort of thing. And the next race, there was I just signed a new Swedish rider. Nice lad he was, and that.
Yeah.
And he went right round everybody in the next race and won it, and they all cheered and that sort of thing. And a couple of races later, we were out together, and I'm out in front again, and Tio was my partner that night, and this Swede went by as Tio, and then you had to come out the bend and go towards the fence. It was such a little tight track. You had to sort of make like an egg shape of it. So you had to come out flat out and then go back in again.
Yeah,
and
get back
just
in the fence.
Coming out, apparently the Swede tried to go by me, and I never see him. And he caught the fence and flew over. And I think, I'm not sure, I think he broke his leg or he broke his arm. And the crowd went potty. And I didn't even know he was there. Like, I just was in front trying to make my own way. Yeah. And the next thing he'd gone, and poor Tio, I think Tio ran over him, broke his leg. Because he would miss him, So anyway, the crowd went berserk, and the team manager, this Bert Crowder, he used to be an old rider. He was team manager. When I come in, I just pulled up, to see what's going to happen. He hit me across the head. He punched me across the head. Good job I had my helmet on. He didn't knock my head off. He was a big old boy. So I said, "Don't you do that again?" I said, "I'll flatten you, So. I was infuriated because I didn't know what had happened, and I didn't know intentionally. It was a sheer accident, and he would have got away if hadn't Tio wasn't behind so close he ran over him. So anyway, next minute I said, so and so, and I was really mad, and they stopped the weight of the and I got hold of took the steel boot off, and I chased him down the pit area, and he ran down the area and locked himself in the workshop down the bottom. And I said, I knocked on there. I said, if you come out, but I said, I'll kill you, sort of thing. Anyway, I went back and got in the race and carried on with the racing and that sort of thing. But when I left, I had people jumping on me and hitting me in the side of the head and all that. When I went up to get dressed, there was people jumping on me and trying to hit me. There was a poor old policeman come to help me, and I turned around and I hit him, because I thought there was so many people trying to have a go at me.
Yeah.
I apologised. I said sorry. I got dressed anyway. He escorted me out to my car in the car park. And I was all around it, shaking my car and all that sort of thing. In the end, it was so bad. I got a police car in the front, police car at the back, and they escorted me out onto the A30. And when I got onto the A30, they let me go,
flat out.
And the next week, Charlie Ockertree, that he was the governor. He sent me an open booking and said, apologised for what had happened and everything, and sent me an open booking for the next week. And I thought, and he guaranteed me, I think he guaranteed me 40 quid or something. He said, you're in the second half. So anyway, I turned up. When I went in the second half, I had two world champions, and the second half was just like a world final.
Was it?
Bloody Jesus. Yeah. He got on the mic and apologised to all the crowd and said, I didn't know it had happened and nothing to do. And he brought me in for an extra meeting because he felt sorry for me. And they treated me all right and everything like that. It was a bit frightening actually on the night, I tell you.
Yeah,
we get escorted out with two police cars, one in front, one behind. And they
it was mad, wasn't it, back then?
Yeah, we take to them A30, and once we get on the A30, we let you go,
Who would you have said was your biggest influence in your career, and why? Who were the big influences on you?
I think Dickie Case run the Royal Speedway because he had Steve Ison. He was his idol, and he got him into Haringey, and he really I think once he lost Steve, when Steve got killed, I think I started to come along because I worked for him as 14-year-old. I started working for him at Roy House, and I went straight there and worked there. And I think then he took on to me. And my other idol was Steve that got killed, because he made my first little cut down bike for me on the speedway. And I used to go, when I used to finish at the training school, we used to walk up to the pub, to the little cafe, not very far from where Clive Hitch lives. And there was a cafe there, and we used to have eggs on toast and that. And he used to always treat me to eggs on toast, because many of them days, and I had £3.10 a week I was getting, and sometimes I was there with Casey, and we'd be there till 7 or 8 o'clock at night doing the track for the next day. And I'd be there at 9 o'clock the next day, and another full day of training schools, and then do the track again, and and then he just took to me, and he used to call me the boy. But he did, one day, it was a winter, it was cold, and I was sitting by the fire in this big old building, and he come in and he went, Michelangelo. And I thought, who's Michelangelo? And Michelangelo used to sit there with his hands in his head, didn't he, like sort of thing. And he must have, because he was quite clever, old Casey. And he used to call me Angelo, because a lot of people where I used to call me Angelo, because at one time I put Angelo on my helmet, because Casey used to call me Angelo all the time. Angelo, where are you? But he was a right character. And then I wonder, was there one day, and I was helping this little bloke, Joe, what was it? Joe Butler or something like that, his name. He a little bloke he was, and he had a farm. And he wanted to be a wheel rider, and he'd been down and bought a new bike from Jackson's, and it was a new bike it was. And he went round a couple of times, and he come back, and I said, "How are you going on, Joe?" He said, "I can't turn this bike." He said, "He just won't turn." So I said, "Oh, new bike and all that sort of thing." And just as we was talking, Casey come walking in here in his civvies, shirt rolled up, civvy trousers. "Hello, Joe," he said, "how are you?" In his old Australian way. "I don't know, Dickie," he said, "I can't get this to turn." He said, "Let's have a go." So I didn't tip at the time. So he gets on this bike. I pushed him off, and on he goes on the track, and he goes round one very slow. Mind you, he's got no helmet, no gloves, no steel boot, and that. And the next minute he went down the back straight, and he just whoosh, it went on, flat out. And he went into the turn, and his leg went right back. I've never seen a leg trailer. It was absolutely fabulous. And he went round there, and he done 2 laps like that. He coming in, his leg went right back, flat out, sideways. He come back, he said, "There's nothing bloody wrong with this show." He said, "You're not turning the corner." He said, he just walked off back
no
down.
Gear on. No gear on.
But the way his leg went back, he went coming the bend, and he turned it on that, and he went sideways, just like they do now. It's very similar to the way they ride now. His whole leg went back. It's just ordinary shoes. I don't know. I never looked at his shoes. He must have ripped the beast, because he went 2 laps, and he done 4 sort of corners. Yeah, I was amazed. I could have never seen a trailer, and I thought, "Cool, you imagine what it was like in the 30s when they was all like it." Yeah, 4 of them going into turns, all close together, and them old bikes they had, But
it must be really heavy and all that as well. Yeah,
because at one time Casey and I think it was Casey and Billy Lamont, they got they had in one test match they had 6 rides, because they used to have 6 rides in a test match. They had 5-1 in every race. But it was always very high in the Australian thing, like Dickie Case, but he was a clever old boy, because when I stopped at Surfers Paradise and lived with him, he was right by the Surfers River. His boat was like a car to him, and I used to get in the back and all that, and down the back of his thing he had all rows of pineapples. He used to grow pineapples, and if I took one, even if it was halfway down the thing, he'd tell me the next day, "Oh, you had another a pineapple Angelo, didn't you?" And I thought, "How did you do that?" So I don't know who's done it, but he used to know I used to pinch the pineapples. He used to think, "Angelo, you've had another pineapple." And I used to think, "Well, I was up down the line. How did he see that?" But somehow or other he knew, could I like
it? He must be counting him.
Yeah. But rose them, but as soon as I had one, he knew I had one.
He knew straight away.
Yeah. It's the right character he was, He had some nice trophies. He had
Did
some
he?
nice trophies. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the time, I was looking at a test match, and there was an ashtray, solid silver it was, and he had loads of them. And I had one in my hand. I was looking at it because he had a big box, and it was all full of old trophies and massive, great trophies and all that. And this one was like a silver ashtray, and it had a little line on one end and a kangaroo on the other end, but it was solid silver. It was lovely. And I often think now, I wish I'd asked him, been nerved to ask him if I could have one, just for a souvenir for him, because I was so close to him. And to him, I was like his boy, like, because he used to call me boy, do this boy, how that boy, and that sort of thing. And being he lost poor old Steve, he had me to go, and being I started to go good and come into Australia, he must have been quite proud of me, you know. But that's But I never asked him, but I know he died a little while ago. But I just wonder whatever happened to him, whether his wife had done anything or they just chucked them away. They were really, really lovely trophies, you know, for test match. I mean, I rode some test matches. I rode at Swindon in a test match, and they give us a Swindon car badge. Nothing on it. Just give us no, it's truthfully on the car. I'll show you when you come round. I'll show you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Test match against Australia, and then another one. I went to Southampton, and I'd done a test match when I was with Pete Craven with team man at 1 and 2. And we'd done one there, and they give us a little box and that. And the next day when I looked at it, it was a car badge of Southampton. You know, about test matches or nothing, like, you know. And when you think about it, you know, you look back, you laugh about it, but it's sort of, you know, they didn't have a little trophy or something like that to each rider.
Some sort of medal, or some sort of memento,
medal or something like that, you know, like sort of something like that. But and the people say, "What you get?" I say, "No, I've done lots of test matches, but the only time I got some nice trophies was 10 test matches in Sweden. They used to give us lovely. Well, you'll see them when they come around. They used to give us lovely little plaques. They did really, really nice. I don't suppose it cost them a lot, but it was such a nice thing to get, like, you know.
Yeah. It's nice to get something.
I had about half a dozen of them, you know, and it was nice, like, you know, sort of thing. But the English speedway, I don't know, the promoters seem to want to take this, take that, but they didn't give much to the riders, like, you know. It's a shame.
Too tight.
Yeah, they were earning the money. I mean, we was on sometimes. What we was on? £1 a point. No, £1 a start and £1.50 a point. You know, so, and if you had a good night, you had about £22 or £25. You had to write. That was with the second half as well. So you had to work your guts out for that, like, you know. Your dad they told you the same. I bet your mum was the memories of what Davey used to earn. You know, you used to ride, work all day on your bike and go there and turn up and all that sort of thing. And perhaps some of them we used to get a tenner or something like that, you know. And what was it? Ninepence a mile or something. They used to pay 9p a mile. And then we started going together. That's why I said with Elfie Hagan, when he hit that cow, fivers with a trailer, fivers in that, all sharing the money. So that's the only way we could earn money.
Let's try and earn some money.
The started saying that if we do that, they only give the one lot of money, and that the other 4 blokes will have to go. You know, we said no. We started no. If they do that, we're pack up racing. You know, so that was it, sort of thing.
So Makers saved a little bit doing that.
What was it? I think we had a British final at West Ham.
Yeah,
and we kept saying we want a £5 a start and £5 a point. No, you can't pay. You can't have that. You can't have that. And all that. So Ray Cress, the Australian, he was the rider's manager at the time, the representative, and he said no. Anyway, he said we're still going. Anyway, we went to the meeting. Brigo was there as well, and all that sort of thing, and we all got changed. And then the promoters come in and said, "Why aren't you coming out on the parade now?" We said, "Are you paying a £5 and £5?" No. Oh, well, we ain't moving. And he said, "Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are." And Crosby said, "No, the riders are staying where they are." And there was 16 riders there, and not one of them moved. And we waited there, and it was near enough time to start. We was all in 11s, mind you, and everything like that. And the mechanics up, but we were determined we're not going to get on race. Cancel the meeting if we have to. And Crespi said, no, stay firm, stay firm. So anyway, we stay firm. And in the end, I don't know, but I think it was Reg Fearman. I think he come in. And he said, no, we're not paying you, we're not going, because Reg was quite tight. He was quite tight. You know, a lot of money in his own pocket, but he didn't give much to anybody else. Yeah. And he said, no, Reg, we want, what's the, no, we want £5 a start and £5 a point. And it was a packed house. It was a real packed house, it was. Anyway, in the end, he knuckled down. And we just about got started all up and got up just for, like, as the meeting was going to start. So we did do it. But if we hadn't stayed 16 months down and stayed together, we'd have got perhaps a couple of pound a point and a couple of pound a start, you know. But that was absolutely good. But I must admit, Barry was there as well, and I was there, and there was quite a few and all that. And we all stayed together, and we got the £5 a start and the £5 a point. Won a lot of money, but it was a lot better, would have, you know, than what the other would have been, you know. Yeah. So
unreal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Paul's just asked me here as well, did Mike do grass track?
No, but they quite a few people said the way I raced that I should have done grass because I was a typical grass track style. But no, I never done grass. I went to Royhouse at 14. I worked there and that until I started. Well, I think I had a couple of rides round on sneaky rides on other people's bikes to start them up and have a ride round. But then we had the national service. So the national service came and I had to do 2 years. And I was only in England for a couple of months, and then I went to the Middle East, the Suez Canal, and we had to guard the Suez Canal. Only we was under teenagers, nothing, you know, sort of thing. We had 16. Yeah. I see a few things go on. I see a couple of officers get shot at the gate and all that. And the Wogs used to come in. We used to call them the Wogs, the Egyptians. We call them Wogs, and they used to come in underneath the bar wire, and they used to cut the bottom of the tents and take all the blokes' tools, clothes, and all that. And you never even knew they was there. You never knew that because. I got the Jenkins one night, and I used to drive a Jeep. It was the fastest Jeep in the company. You know, any officer went out at night time, he used to always pick me because I could pass everybody coming home. Yeah. And they couldn't hold my Jeep, like it was the fastest Jeep in and I was the owner driver of the Jeep, and I used to drive captain around. But if he went out, he used to always pick me, and I'd say that if you take me, you won't have to do mustard parade in the morning. So it suited me. So anyway, one night, every now and again, the drivers had to do a couple, do a night duty. And you do 2 hours on and 4 hours off, and then 2 hours on again. And that particular night, I was going around this particular wire, and they got lights shining on the wire. And you walk round and walk up to the sentry, and you stop, and then you walk slowly back to where you started from. In the morning, I woke up, and they bloody they cut the barbed wire fence, and it was about 10 foot high. They cut that, drove in with a lorry, took a load of stuff, and drove out, and I never see them. And they reckon I was asleep. I said I was never asleep, no way. But I got 7 days Jenkins for that. Honestly, I never see nobody, but they actually cut the wire where I was walking up and down, drove in, took a load of stuff, and drove out, and I never see a thing. But I never went to sleep unless I was walking in my sleep. I don't know, but I never.
They were pretty stealth then. They were stealth.
7 days Jenkins. Yeah.
Bloody, yeah. Did you have any weird and wonderful superstitions or anything like that when you raced?
No, not really. No. I used to just get there and say that. I know Peter Moore he always had to clean his teeth. Peter Moore, always had to clean his don't matter where he was, and even when he rode somewhere else or that. But if you was there with Peter in the meeting, he'd clean his teeth, like, But I think there's a few people that has superstitions, sort of thing. But no, I didn't, that sort of thing. Take everything as it comes, like, I just enjoyed I think I did go a bit silly at times. I stayed up late and all that, and things like that. And I think if I'd have dedicated myself a little bit more, perhaps I might have, I don't know, but you always wish the world would be a world champion. But I think if I'd have been like Barry, because Barry was very dedicated, and he did. Yeah. He must have missed a lot out of life, because I did have some good parties and all that, and had some fun and all that sort of thing. And I got home early, hours in the morning, and things like that. But I was always up the next day doing my bike and ready to go. But I just enjoyed every minute of it, and afterwards as well as the meeting, I just enjoy it. But I suppose down deep I should have been a little bit serious, but then I wouldn't have had the good times and good laughs I had, So it's one there's the other, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, exactly.
I enjoy it and that sort of thing, and that's it. Yeah.
What about who were the riders, the naughty riders that you all had to keep your eye on? Otherwise, you know that they would damn well fence you every time if they had a chance. There's a few of them, I imagine, over the years.
Yeah, there was one bloke that rode for Rayleigh that put me right through at Rayleigh, Jack Umstead. And me and Georgie White was in the best pairs. We won the first 3 races, and then we were winning the next one. But Georgie went on the inside. He never used to ride on the inside. Georgie went on his side. I went on the middle, 1 and 3. Mm-hmm. And we were winning, get 5-1 again. And this Jack Umstead come, and he come under me, and he just hit me. I couldn't do nothing about it. I was right on the bend anyway, and I could see the lamppost coming up. And I thought, bloody hell, I've got to try and miss that. And as I turned my head, I hit it full on with my head. And I think I remember sliding down the post, the lamp post, and I could see all these millions of stars, millions of coloured stars, all that sort of thing. And then 4 days later, I woke up, I was in the Southend Hospital. But the funny thing about it, I remember going through the hospital, and I could, as they push you on your bed, and they push you through, and you can go by the lights on the ceiling. I can remember the lights going on. Then they put me in a bed, and then I heard a lot of groaning, and they was working on somebody, but I didn't notice because I was sort of cold. But in my mind, I could hear it, and I could hear them doing this and doing that, and get this and get that. And then I heard one bloke say, no, it's too late, he's gone. I thought, Jesus, I'm dead. It went through my mind. I thought, God, I'm dead. And then I woke up after 4 days, and I said to her, I thought I was dead. And they said, no, the bloke that was next to you, he died, and that's what it was. And you must have been semi-conscious, you heard it. Yeah, but I really thought I went in another world. I thought, oh, bloody hell.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's too late. He's gone. I thought, Jesus Christ, I'm gone. But no, I survived again. Wasn't too bad.
That's a bit surreal.
Yeah.
That was a bit surreal then.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
If I had to hold you down to it, if I said to you, who were the 3 best riders that you ever rode against in your whole career, who were those 3 riders you would say were? I know it's difficult. I asked this to all of them.
Well, Peter Craven, fantastic old boy.
Special,
Peter Craven. And Barry's got to be in it. And I suppose like Fundon and Ronnie Moore, really. They were great riders, but there was so many riders like myself, like that, you had the Ken McKinleys and Ron Howe and Sil Maidman and Sil Bryan and Martin Ashby and Bob Kilby. They're all like, we're all sort of, really, we was all like a number 1 sort of thing, but they was just that little bit up the top, and they're all well. I mean, I thought Jack Young was a great rider, and he won it twice. I got on well with Jack in Australia, but see, now he used to win championships and lots of things like that. But he used to pay for supporters to go back to Australia with him and things like that. And that he finished up no money at all. No money at all. But he was a real lovely bloke, he was. But some of the trophies, he owned some lovely big trophies. He used to give them to supporters. You know, they used to ask him for it. He'd say, yeah, take it, like that sort of thing. He was so easy going. Oh, yeah. Wow. But he was a fantastic. Mount Adelaide in Australia, he was up, you know, yeah, that's another. That was BB. I mean, BB there. BB was stopping with Jack Young, and it was Adelaide Championship, and Jack Young had, I think he'd won it about 8 times, and a bit unbeatable out there. Anyway, in the first race, I made a fantastic gate, and I was out in front, and I think Jack and Brigo tangled for some reason, and Brigo went down, and I got coming around in the starting gate, and the red lights went up, stopped the race. So I went up, and I see Brigo just standing in the middle of the track, like, you know. I said, and afterwards he come up, and I said, why couldn't you get off the track and all that sort of thing? He said, no, I couldn't stop off he couldn't get off the track. He said, I had to get it stopped. He said, I'm living with Jack. And the rerun, Jack won it.
No way.
Yeah. I couldn't go off the track broad. I said, why's that? He said, I'm living with Jack. He said, so I couldn't do that. He said, I had to get a rerun for him. And he flew out the gate and gone, like, you know. So, yeah, another one of them things, you know. But
a lot of that stuff went on, didn't it? A lot of that stuff went on. Didn't
tell the story. Yeah. I wonder if Brigo's looking, I wonder if he can remember that, like, you know. But that was true.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, I have to try and remember that and ask him as well.
He walked off. He's still up there. He said, no, I couldn't go off there. He said, I'm living with him, which is fair enough, like, you know. So that's it. Jack went out one ago, 9 times on the trot. Yeah.
Do you watch the Speedway now, Mike?
Yeah. Oh, not a lot, because I haven't got Sky or nothing like that, you know, sort of thing. No.
Okay.
No, I used to go. I always you go to Swindon every meeting and all that, and then I went to Oxford. Then Terry got an invitation to go,
I've seen
you know. Yeah, it was quite nice and all that sort of thing. But I don't think the racing was as good as what we had. I mean, our riders was all four together. Unbelievable, you know. I mean, you know, there was 4 riders together and used to juggle with each other and hoping one made a mistake. So if you was behind, if one made a mistake, that's 1 point you get, you know. And then you try and work on the other bloke and see if the other bloke can make a mistake or you can make him a mistake. You know, it's all clever tactics and all that sort of thing. I think some fantastic riders and some fantastic races. You know, but they weren't easy. It wasn't easy.
No.
Because you had one come up there, didn't you? Had one come up a little while ago. 3 of us going into the turn. A little while ago, you had it come up on the screen.
Yeah.
That was Southampton, and that was in the championship round. And look, we was touching shoulder to shoulder. 3 of us going into the turn, like, you know. Nothing given, like that, but still nothing, no dirtiness. It was just hard racing, you know. Sort of thing. Yeah,
that's pretty much where Gary's just put as well. Like, he goes, a proper man's man. Do you enjoy any other sports, Mike? Do you ever watch any other sports on TV or anything like that? Do you?
Yeah, I like most sport. You know, me and my dad used to sit and watch all the boxing and the wrestling. We liked all that, like, you know. And I love my football. I'm an Arsenal supporter. And the only thing is,
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I know. All right. I'm an Arsenal supporter. I've been an Arsenal supporter since I was 9 years old, and always Arsenal. And this weekend our tally went wrong, and Arsenal beat Manchester City 1-0. That made my weekend. Oh, I couldn't believe it. The other time the television's gone, and my team goes out and beats Manchester City. But you know, but anyway,
maybe it's better the tally goes off then, Mike, if they win.
I do. I like watching all the athletics, sports and that, running and all that sort of thing. Gymnastics. I like the gymnastics. You know, I'm not very keen. I'm not very keen on golf. I'm not very keen on golf. No, I can't get into golf. I know.
No.
I don't mind the tennis now and again, a bit of tennis, all that sort of when they have it. And,
bit of Wimbledon or something.
That ice, where they do the ice jumps. And most sport I do like and enjoy it. Where they do the horse jumps and things like that. And even horse racing, sometimes I like watching some of the horse racing, but I don't bet, but I do like, watching. It's, I think golf's about the only one I can't get. My brother does a lot of it. He thinks it's fantastic. And he's pretty good at it, but my youngest brother, but I never tell him I don't think Ray do it much. You don't do golf?
I used to until my back was no good. My brother does. I watch a bit of golf, but
yeah. No, I
watch the majors and stuff.
Yeah, I just can't get into that sort of thing.
Did you ever go on the motocross bikes, Mike? Did you ever go on motocross bikes as well?
Yeah, I did. We done a thing at Rye House, but I made a track all round Rye House and up and down the banks and all things like that. And I bought a bike and all that and had a go sort of thing. But I done a couple of jumps, and it was one jump I done. I mean, I must have went 25 feet in the air, and I come down. I thought, Jesus, I broke everything inside me. I carried on, but I thought this is stupid. And that, and all the bumps going through this and doing it was bloody hard work. It was, and I thought, Christ, I ain't going to carry it. But I just had to go, to have a go. But when I'd done that jump, I come up this ramp. And I went up and I went up and up and up, and I could see the river the other side, because it was by the River Lee and all that. And I see that, and I thought, shit, Christ. And when I come down, I come down just sort of both wheels down. What you done? You're supposed to come down with the back wheel and then go on. I come down. I thought I broke bone in my body. I thought,
Jesus.
Yeah. So I finished the meeting and that, and I said, no. I
don't fancy
that. That wasn't for me. No, speedway. Yeah,
that's what I did was the motocross, and I obviously.
But Terry, Joe liked it. He still loves it. And, Kelvin done it. He loved it. And Robin did. He was flying. That he loved it. But Terry went to speedway. And Terry would have been a better rider. At the time, he didn't seem to want to listen to me, and I could see his potential. He's got it, because he could come from behind. When Roscoe you get out the gate and go, but Terry could come behind and beat them and that and sort of thing. And but instead of being dedicated to his bike and all that, he'd sometimes be doing this and doing that, and him and Robin trembling, because they were real good mates and all that, and they had a lot of good fun together and all that. And they'd be doing the bike, and he got to a certain time, and they say, "Oh, we'll go down and have a quick drink." And they go down and have a quick drink. It was only perhaps, at the end of the night, one drink, before it closes. But they forgot to do the carburetor up, or they forgot to do something up. And young Terry would be out in front, and he looked really good. All of a sudden, didn't stop, And he come in. I said, "What's wrong with it?" Oh, he said that carburetor twisted. We didn't do the nut up, silly things like that. And it was such a shame, because he had a lot of potential. But he went to Rye House, and he got in at Rye House, and he was doing all right, sort of thing. And I think through his mind, there was one race there, and he thought, "Oh, I'll do a bit of team riding like my dad." That's what I reckon went through his mind, because he said he was trying to team ride, and he was riding this bloke, and the next thing this bloke put him right through the fence. His own bloke, he was trying to team ride Nell, and Terry went through the fence, and he was in that. When he came home, carried him in. He was in a hell of a state. The bike was all smashed up, and he had all his arms was done, and his neck and legs. And he could hardly walk and all that. And they carried him in. What happened? No, his mate put him through the fence. I said, "Christ, he's a good mate, isn't he?" That sort of thing. But as I say, I think he had a lot more potential. If it had been more potential, like when he was with Lee and helping Lee, the way he was so dedicated. If he'd had that, he started racing, but he was young then. When you're young, and your dad's never right, are they?
No, that's what I was going to say. Is that what it was? Yeah.
Right. That's right. And straight away, when I used to go with him sometimes, that sort of thing, and we'd be doing this, doing that, and half a dozen supporters come up say, "Oh, you're not as good as your dad. You'll never be as good as your dad," and all that. And that don't help, If they just leave the blokes alone and get on with their own what they're doing and let them improve on their own, it makes a hell of a difference. But they would never do that. So that sort of thing. But then he went
with mine as well.
Well, he went to help the Swede, didn't he? The one that was the team manager, rode for Swindon, and he helped him for about 6 years. And then he went to Lee, and he was with Lee for about 20 odd years.
Yeah,
he went all over the country. Lee, he's been to Australia 2 or 3 times with Lee. And and
he was good with him, wasn't he?
Yeah, because when Lee was, I think when he first took Lee, I think he was 16 or 17. Yeah. And Lee come up to him and said, "Would you help me?" Because Tony Olsen, that's it, Tony Olsen.
Tony Olsen.
And he come team manager then with his Swedes after he packed up, didn't he? And Tony Olsen packed up, and Lee heard about it, and he said, "If he's finished now, would you help me?" And Terry said, "Yeah, I'll help you." And he stayed with him ever since. So
did a cracking job, because I know that Lee always liked everything. Well, all his gear was always perfect, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. His stuff
was proper dedicated to that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. To me, he was like another Brigo. Yeah. But then, I mean, he had a lot more than what poor Brigo had. He had the same bikes, and some of them was hanging on with wire and things like that. But he could still win everybody on the track. But Lee he had 5 bikes, and they was all in the line at home, because I used to go out there sometimes, and they was all perfect, all sponsored, all perfect. 2 mechanics working them all day long, so we could go out and train and keep fit and all that. We never had none of that, Our keep fit was, I mean, my keep fit was doing the track, looking after the track and doing things like that, keeping fit in general, and riding. But they didn't realise how good they were. But then I say it's a different way. So good luck to them, really, But he did have some lovely equipment and that.
And, like you say,
even if he had to go to London Airport, he'd go to London Airport, somebody would take him there. When he got to Poland, somebody would pick him up, 3 bikes there waiting for him to ride. It must be lovely if you're a good rider and you've got all that there. All you got to do is go out and do your stuff, race. Cool, wouldn't we? I mean, I've done a world final at Wembley, and I had 1 bike, and I'd rode it the night before, so I had to clean it and get it all ready. And the only thing I had was a spare engine. So if it went wrong, you had to change the engine in between races. And most of them was like that. I mean, perhaps London might have had 2 bikes, because Norwich would have done the spare Norwich and that. But I don't think sometimes Barry had 2 bikes. You just get his 1 bike ready for it. That was the bike. And that was it. And he won the championship 5 times, didn't he, sort of thing. So, there was that little bit better riders, and sort of thing. But no, today, racing, what I call them Hollywoods. I call them a load of Hollywoods, because I think
Hollywoods. They got it easy compared to the old days, eh?
Helmet for every race and all this stuff. Put carpet down so you don't get no oil in the pits, and they got these flappers to stop the dirt going in their face. You imagine going around these tracks when it's about 3 inches deep and it's all wet and it's coming up in your face. And you had them plastic goggles, then you had to take them off because you couldn't see, and then you had the next one come up and it was coming in your eyes. I tell you,
totally different thing, wasn't it?
So, yeah, to me, I mean, I know they might not like it. It might get on back to me, but I call them Hollywoods.
Hollywoods. I love that, Hollywoods. Before I go, I just realised I still didn't ask loads of questions, but I've got to ask this one as well. Didn't even ask the classic one. I didn't ask what were your favourite tracks in the country.
Well, really, I didn't like Exeter at the end.
I was going to ask that as well.
when we first went there, the track used to be done properly. It was very dangerous, but the track you could race the track, ride the track, and it was good. But towards the end, they just didn't do nothing. They sprayed it around. There was bumps and that. It was just lethal, dangerous. In the end, I refused to go because it was too dangerous. I said, if I can spend all day doing my bike and they can't do the track, then I'm not going. So I didn't bother about that yet. I don't know. Well, I've got Swindon's got to be. It was no home advantage, Swindon, because everybody liked Swindon. They wanted to ride there. You know,
have a go.
Rather go. But I don't know. I like Wolverhampton. I like all the little ones. Wolverhampton. Even West Ham's a big track, but I love West Ham. West Ham. Where is it? Middlesbrough. I used to like Middlesbrough. That was a little track. I used to ride. I used to be their captain on a Thursday and open bookings nearly every week. Unless I was at Oxford or not that, I used to go to Middlesbrough and ride at Middlesbrough for the captain.
That was a fair way then.
That was it. Nearly every Thursday on my own, go there and race and come back again. But most of the little ones. I liked all the little ones. I like. Mind you, when I started, Rye House was the biggest track in the country. It was a quarter of a mile. And you could come down that straight 70 mile an hour, and chuck it into the bend. And when I first started, I used to sit on my old backside quite a few times. So he's coming so fast, but didn't know what to do,
He got there.
And Casey said to me, "You want to keep doing that, boy? Keep coming as fast as you can you? When you get to the middle of the apex, just forget it." He said, "Do that for a few times, as fast as you can go, and be safe." He said, "And then you forget that." He said, "And when you get the apex," he said, "go out as fast as you can to the line, as fast as you can, and do that quite a few times as you come down. Don't worry about anything else. Do that." And that was all right. I got that off to a tee and that. And then one day he said to me, "Right, you've got to put them two together. So you've got to come in as fast as you can to the apex, which is in the middle of the turn and go out as fast as you can." When that turn got hard, you had to come off a few times. But in the end, when I did get it, it was the right way. It was the right way. Fast as on the line, all the way around, as fast as you can go. And that was it. But most of the tracks, I say, I like Norwich. Norwich is a big track. I like Norwich.
Gary Clegg's just asked me.
Commentary.
Oh, right. Yeah, Brandon. Yeah. He's just asked about Hyde Road in the Shay, Gary Clegg.
High Road.
Bellevue, Bellevue. And Halifax was at the Shay.
Bellevue. Yeah, I like the Shay. Halifax, there was that. I used to do all right. I used to do all right with Bellevue, but Bellevue always had such a good side. But I like Bellevue, and I had some good mates at Bellevue. But every time we went to Bellevue, it rained. And it spoke the track, But there was a couple of times it stayed all right, and the track perfect. Yeah, Manchester. It usually rained and that, but it was a lovely track, a lovely place to be because it used to have all the nightclubs afterwards and everything like that. Another time, you go there, and I didn't get back till 4 in the morning, and I used to go there and all that, and all the boys and that, and some of them used to go home, but I used to always stay. And I know when I went with Split Waterman and with the Wembley team, he used to like to go there because he used to like go on that big bopper, and it was terrible. It was really frightening. And he used to get on it. He used to stand up and wave his arms. And of course, we used to go down and couldn't get low enough. We used to shake and frighten the life out of us, because it felt like he was going to fall to bits, But he used to stand up and shout and rave and all that sort of thing. He's a right nutter, Split. But he looked after me well, Split. He used to do a lot of team riding, and he said to me, he said, "If you get out the gate, son," he said, "get out the gate, just ride your course, don't worry about anything else." He said, "I'll be behind you." He said, "Nobody get by us." He said, "When we get a 5-1," because he used to have massive, great straight handlebars. And took after. Yeah, after the track. If you got in front, you used to win a race because nobody got by him, and that, and he was a great rider, but he used to help me a lot, Yeah, he's all right.
I don't know who this is, Mike. I don't know who this is, but they've put, "Hey Broady, who else do you know as Hollywood?"
Well, I know another one of my good mates. I call him Hollywood, but now he's married, I have to call him Tony. So I should think it's Tony. I should think it's
Okay.
Tony. And he
Okay.
comes from King's Lynn. So,
Right.
yes, well, near King's Lynn, but we've always, Pratty and, Pratty's Arthur. I didn't like Pratty. I always called him Arthur. I'll tell you a story about that in a minute. So,
Yeah.
and that is the Hollywood that we all know. Pete Sampson knows him. Jerry King knows him. And if I say, "Have you heard from Hollywood?" I say, "No," that sort of thing. But now he did say to me, "Don't call me Hollywood." He said, "Because I'm married now." So I say to him, "I won't call you Hollywood. I'll call you Tony." He said, "Oh, thanks very much." But yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
So what was this about? What was the story about Pratty that you said you had?
Yeah, Arthur. We 1 year I had to go to Australia, and I got my dad to do the track and look after the track and run the training school for me. So I wanted somebody else. So Arthur was always around me and all that sort of thing, So I said, when I called him, Colin, I said, "Will you stay with my dad and help him all that? You can use my workshop and do what you like, as long as you help Dad and see that he's all right, and if he needs anything and all that." And yeah. And when I come back, he's doing what I was asking him to do and all that sort of thing, but he was selling cars as well. So I just said to him, I said, "You're another a daily." I said, "You are." I said, "Bloody, sort of thing." And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Yeah, you're another daily." I said, "And I'm going to call." So that's what I called him, So that's what it was. He was selling cars and helping my dad. He do selling cars. So I said, So that's why I called him. So that's why he got his name, like sort of thing. But yeah, and I'll tell you another thing with Colin. My first world final I done, because he was very close to me and he was my mechanic and travelled with me and everything. And then he had to go and do his national service. And he said to me, and I was in the world final, and he always wanted to come with me to the world final. And he said, I went to the officer and asked him if I'd go and showed him all what was going on and everything like that. And he wouldn't let me go. So he wrote me a lovely letter and put his number on it and Colin Pratt and everything like that. And wrote me a lovely letter, wished me all the best, everything like that. And I've always kept it and that, because his son, I showed him his son, he took a copy of it. And when he was doing the helping down at Swindon Speedway, somehow he wanted to get a medal for his service in the army. And he said, "I can't get the service," because he said, "I haven't got my number." He said, "I can't remember the number." I said, "You never forget your army number." He said, "I have." He said, I said, "Yeah, I know mine. 227685554. I said, "Private Broadbank." He said, "Well, I can't remember mine." I said, "Well," so I said, "I've got a letter from you." I said, "And your number's on it." "God," he said, "can you let me have it?" He said, "I'll get my medal." So I had to find this letter that he wrote me years ago, mind you, and I had it, and I found it, and I got it. He got the number and sent it off, and he got his medal. But his boy took a photo of the letter. He gave me the letter back, but he took a photo. Yeah, that was Arthur, typical Arthur Day.
Proper tough boy.
Yeah, but that's the sort of things that went on all the time. You helping my dad, but selling cars at the same time. And I said, "You're another Arthur Daly." I said, sort of thing. Because Steve Johnson, when he was racing that commentary for when Colin was there at commentary.
Oh yeah, John.
Yeah, he was there and Steve Johnson. He was talking away, and I said, "Yeah, as a daily getting on, sort of thing, and that." And he said, "Who's that?" I said, "That's Colin Pratt." So apparently he went back and he said to him about it and that sort of thing. And he said, Who told you to say that sort of thing?" And he said, "Broady did." He said, "It's all right if Broady said it. Call me a daily." He said, "That's not so bad." But he said, "Otherwise," he said, "you can't call me a Del Boy." He said, like that sort of thing. So Jono got away with it, but he pulled him up about it. He got him on one side. He said, "Who told you to say that sort of thing?" And he said, "Broady said that's what he calls you." He said, "That's all right then." So
Look at that. Look, I just had Mike Scarf just said, thanks for the 3 hours of entertainment tonight, Liam Brody. Where did that go, by the way? Flipping how?
Jesus.
Flew by, didn't it? Flew by.
I hope I've done you a bit of proud, then, have I?
Oh, you've done me very proud. That was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Everyone's going to love it.
Another time I can tell you a bit more, but there's quite a few other stories I can tell you.
Yeah, can we do another one? Yeah, we'll do a part 2. We've done a part 2 with a few of the guys. I would love to do another one.
Yeah,
definitely. I didn't even ask half my questions.
Yeah. Oh well.
Awesome.
Well, we can ask him perhaps again. Well, we're going to do the boat trip. We had a boat trip with Bob. See, we're going to ask him that we can talk about it there, can't we?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Are you listening, Andy? When we do
maybe not watching social media.
Yeah, we do the trip again. We can talk a bit more about Speedway. Yeah.
Yeah, Brody said we've got to have another trip, Andy. So let's get that on. We'll wait for the nice weather there, won't we, Mike?
Is he coming back again? Is he coming back for the winter to his house?
Yeah, I expect so. That'll be the old boat will be probably getting put away soon, I would imagine.
Beautiful boat, wasn't it? Fantastic.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah, flipping out. And I drove it. Can you believe that?
When you was a captain, you took us to the Needles. I mean, you'd done a good job there. That was all right.
Yeah, I liked it.
Proud of you.
Smooth, wasn't it, Brody?
Yeah.
Smooth as fast. Smooth as fast.
Isle of Wight, didn't we? Isle of Wight, and had them different things on hot stuff on the stone, didn't we?
Oh,
yeah, that was unusual. Yeah.
It was actually, because I didn't realise I was going to be cooking, Brody. I was like, what's going on here?
It's a fantastic.
It was good.
He done us proud, didn't he? Really good.
He did. It was what a day.
To me, Obsy's never changed. He's done well. He's such a funny character. Yeah.
Oh, he's amazing. He's done well. So down to earth, isn't he? So down to earth, proper.
Yeah. It's nice when you see somebody doing well and come up from nowhere and then change.
Don't change, yeah.
No,
proper down to earth, really nice guy. What a guy.
Yeah.
Pure entertainment, wasn't it? Pure entertainment from start to finish.
It was, And he loves doing his old tricks, doesn't he? And countering.
Oh, that's amazing.
And he's good at that too, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He's bloody good.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. I loved it. It's definitely something I'll never forget.
If he comes back to the house, I'm going to go and have a swim with him. I've seen it, but I ain't had a swim in it yet.
Yeah. I want to swim as well, Andy. What's going on? He showed me around it.
I tell you, have you been around there?
Yeah, he showed me around it. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. All the lights and all that.
I don't know if he's still. Yeah, has he got the sauna? I didn't know that. Oh, he's got all. And he's never there though, is he? He leaves
maybe
it
we
to
should
the
look after it.
Australian riders, isn't he?
Yeah, we could look after it.
He got the Australian riders there and all that sort of thing. I don't know. That's what
I think Nick's gone back home now. I think Morris has gone back home.
Well, he got caught, didn't he, with drugs or something? And sorry, but he said he was.
I don't know exactly what happened there. Yeah, I don't know exactly what.
Funny old thing, isn't it, like sort of thing? But because a lot of Americans was on. A lot of Americans was on that, weren't they? And that's why they stopped coming out of that, because they was started testing them, and then the Americans stopped. But no need for that, because it ain't worth doing it.
Them boys. They were nuts as well, weren't they?
They were. Yeah, you get the American, what is it, the two brothers, wasn't it? Moran brothers, and you had that Cigalas. I mean, I thought that Cigalas was a good rider. But
he was very good, yeah.
But I know I was talking to Martin once, and Martin went to America, didn't he? And he said he was in the pits, and he started feeling a bit funny in the pits. And he said there was funny old smells all around. He said, and I couldn't make out. He said, I'll get making me ill. He said, and then I realised they was all smoking marijuana, like, you know. And Martin couldn't make head and tail of it all. He said, why they ride like they ride, he said, when they got all that stuff inside them. He said, I smelled this stuff. He said, it was making me ill. And he said, and then I put two and two together, and that's what happened.
That would be the same. I smell it all everywhere now.
Yeah, we've had 3 hours, and mate, as long as you're happy with it.
I appreciate this. You're absolutely legend, mate. It's an honour. It's an honour for me to do that.
Yeah. Give them the best to your mum, and that.
Yeah, I will, mate.
And tell her to go to the park with you, definitely. And
Yes, definitely will.
Take
And
the kids and go and see.
I'll keep
Pete
in touch with I'll keep in touch with Joe because he's coming down to my event in the next week or so, and I'd love to come round for the day and go through your photos like a little kid.
Yeah. I'll tell you. Well,
I'd love to come round and go through your photos.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. You asked Joe. I've got some. Well, some of them. I've got so many files, And
yeah, I'd love it.
They're in envelopes, and there's rows and rows of them. I mean, Terry's had a few, and he takes a few, and all that sort of thing. But
yeah, I'd love to come and see it, 100%.
But I have got a lot. I've lost a lot. And I've lent to people and then returned them, which is a shame. But that's the way it goes, isn't it?
Anyone that's borrowed anything off Broady, get it back round there.
Yeah. Don't forget, I've got a lot of programs and badges and things like that.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to
give
me some money for it, so I can put into a prospect cancer or cancer. That's what the money will go to. Not for me. I don't want it for me. I want it to perhaps help somebody to live a little bit longer.
100%. Yeah, fair play.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
But we'll see. And that.
Yeah, I'll come over. I'll definitely come over.
When I go down the beach again to start the season, I'll take a few down with me and see if I can get a few, and then they can go. But don't forget to ask. But if you can put your plaque up for your dad.
Oh yes, I'd love to put my dad down on that thing. Yeah,
put that down and that.
Yeah, I'll message him.
And if you can't, go to Pete and Broady. Broady said, "Is there any chance I can put my dad, Lee Ashby, up in the memorial?" And I'll tell you something, it won't be nothing. It'll be okay. Be okay, definitely. If you can't, come to me and we go down together on the Easter time. We'll put it in at the same time.
All right.
Get a plaque done and put it in the same time.
Yeah, that'd be good.
If that's what you want, Lee, that's what we do. Because
I'd love to
do that for Dave.
Yeah, I'd love to.
David.
Thank you, mate. Thank you, mate.
I thought I love David, and he was great lad. I liked him.
Yeah, that would mean a lot. That would mean a lot. I miss him a lot. Yeah, I miss him a lot.
Yeah. And you'll do your mum proud as well.
Yeah, she'd like
we do that. We keep in touch with that, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
If I get on
Thank you very much, my friend.
If I get on the Pete or anything like that, I will mention it to him, but I know it'll be okay.
All right, I'll speak to Joe and I'll arrange a day to come round to see you.
Yeah, Joe's here if you want to talk to him.
Yeah, come on in.
Yeah, Joe.
Thank you very much, my friend. I really appreciate Broady. Amazing.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay, mate. Right.
Yeah,
boy.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. Much appreciated.
Yeah,
thanks everyone thank you everyone that sorted out for me as well. Appreciate it.
Yeah. We'll do that.
Beautiful. Thank you. Much love. Cheers. What a legend. The Broadbank himself. What a legend. Thank you very much to all his family. Joe was there, Joe's son. They were all helping out get that together. So really appreciate that. Where did that time go, by the way? I think I needed a toilet after the first hour as well. And it's like 3 hours and 23 minutes so far. So, so I might be stood in the toilet for an hour now. Go and get some tea as well. But what an honour. What a legend he is in as well. Obviously, it's close to my heart. Everyone would know that that's ever been on any of these. With Swindon as well. So it's super special to get a proper Swindon legend on as well. So how cool was that? Wow. Knowledge ain't the word. We know he's got the knowledge, but the memories, he's sharp as a razor blade. Takes absolute mick out of me. Which is pretty much what happened on the boat. We were like, hey up, Broady just dived straight off the back of the yacht. We were like, I was like, oh. Everyone was going, come on, Lee. And I was like, no chance. There's no way I'm going in the open sea. I've never been in the open sea. I don't like, no chance. It scares the life out of me. Even though I thought it was funny to get Andy to play the shark music when Joe and all that went in. Oh, but I've never been out in the open water like that ever in my life. So I thought, and I saw Broady jump off the back, both Broadies. Then it's like, oh shit, my mum's Mick jumped in, and then it was like, oh, then all the, we ain't got any shorts or swimming costume stuff comes out, and few got all around it that way. But then I was like, oh, when I was upstairs, and then Andy was like, oh, go on, just jump off, don't think about it. And I was like, well, I can't think about it because I don't like bloody heights either. Makes me feel weird. Considering I was a motocross rider, I used to jump flipping crazy stuff, but I think that was a control thing because I don't like fair rides, nothing. But it was so cool, like spending it. It was nice to spend some time with Joe, Brody, and Andy Graham, and all that as well. It was so cool. So obviously the connection thing as well with Andy. Used to race with my dad in his last year at Milton Keynes and stuff like that, and got some nice pictures of them, and it's having 5-1s and stuff, which is cool. Yeah, that was a shame as well. But Alan Graham's memorial yesterday was cancelled and moved on to next Wednesday, which is now real tight for me with the Battle of Britain motocross meeting we got on, not this weekend, but the weekend after down at Saltash. So Wednesday night in Birmingham's going to be tight for me because I'm supposed to be technically going down on a Thursday. So I don't know, but then I missed the first memorial one as well last year. Same thing happened. We went down there and it got rained off, so I was like, oh. And then it got changed to the week, and then I think I was doing an event then, I think, as well, wasn't it, Jill? Hey, there she is. Were the Grahams on tonight, were they? Beautiful. Much love for them, guys. We do need another boat trip. Let's keep tagging Andy in. Oh, Andy's will have enough of us. Can you remember when Andy was absolutely ruined us as well, didn't he? He was literally, as we were like coming out of the thing and the thing, he's shouting over to people. He goes, "I've got the dingles on today." Oh, classic. But I did like that when he came into our group thing that we made, and he goes, that was definitely one of the most grateful groups I've had on the boat. We were all so happy to be on it. He said, obviously, you get some people a bit more well off that it's just something normal for them, but we were like, this is mental. And I actually got to steer it, drive it, whatever you call it. What'd you say? Sail, drove it. Even got a captain's hat. I had to put it on backwards, obviously. But I really enjoyed it. It was like massive, and then he put the throttle right on forward, and I was like, holy shit. But I just went, right, let's just go into race mode here, and I was like, smooth is fast, not too much steering, keep it nice and smooth. I really enjoyed it. I thought, hey, do you want to skip, Randy? Just might have to hand the reins over when we start coming back into all the boats and all that. And bit dodgy that was on the size of that. Just got back in from the Indian Tunnel. Oh, check you out. Hope you're all good. Might have to watch this one back then. Some of the stories are awesome. Brody remembers everything. So cool. He was as sharp on that as he was off the back of the boat. Yeah, I didn't like that either. I was laughing. I got in the water and I was like, flipping out, that's wow salty, yeah. Doing that. But yeah, I can't believe I jumped off the top of the boat. Flipping out. Into the open sea. And then Andy obviously thought it would be amusing to put the Jaws music on that he knew that I was scared of since I was a kid. But I love great whites. There's a lot of things I love, but I just don't want to get involved. Like a great white I'd love, but I wouldn't go down in a cage with them. And then there's like, I love planes. I love watching planes take off and land and all that, but I don't want to go on them either. It's got to be a control thing, isn't it? Because I won't lie, I was actually windy about going on the boat. I was thinking, we've arranged all this boat thing, and he was like, we can have a speedway day out and that. And I was thinking, I'm not even sure if I like a boat. But as soon as I was driving it, I was like, I was happy as Larry. So it's got to be a weird control thing, isn't it? Or something weird like that. I don't know. Maybe basically, so what I'm saying is that if they let me fly the plane, I'll go out in the plane. Not sure I'll get away with that one. Saying that, since I've watched Air Crash Investigations, see, that's another thing. That's one of my favourite programs, Air Crash Investigation, that Lainey keeps wiping off my recorded TV. Because she's trying to get me on a plane, so she don't want me watching Air Crash Investigation. Oh, I bloody love that thing. And that's why we thought we were boaties before we even went out on Andy's, because we watched one of our favourite ones was Below Deck. absolutely loved them. So we thought we were sailors before we went out. Thought Andy was going to be waiting on the end of the boat in whites. But yeah, it was amazing. Anyway, right, stop waffling me. So anyone that doesn't know, got my Motocross and Speedway Memories Battle of Britain motocross event next week. Not this weekend, the weekend after. Landrake and Saltash. Got all sorts of groups. Mike's son, Joe Broadbank's riding, and also Mr Stratford I've seen on here tonight as well. He's riding as well. Those two boys, here he is. Shane's riding as well. So yeah, anyone that races motocross wants to get booked in, share all the posts around. Big to the facts to my man Tim Chambers. What's going on? You can never do that, can't you? There's me and Mr Chambers at Oxford Speedway the other week. He sorted me out to go down there, and we went and watched the Chargers. He supports one of the spear riders down there. There's his motocross team. Look. That's at Hawkstone, I believe. I did the commentary there at the British Championship. It was really cool. So big thanks to the man, Mr Chambers, and might have some more news from that side of things as well. So I'm a bit excited. So let's just hope like that happens. But there's his website as well. Welcome to the Chambers Engineering Limited. You can check them guys out, and also check the Chambers Racing. You can see it going up at the bottom of the screen. They're on Facebook, Chambers Racing, and then on Instagram as well. I think it's Chambers_Racing. If you put Chambers Racing in, it'll come up anyway. Give them guys a follow. This man has been amazing for motocross, what he's done for the sport over the years, and even helps out, like I said, with the Speedway. He goes down to the Oxford and rides, watches the junior team, the Chargers, and supports one of the riders there with a couple of bikes and stuff. So he does a lot for the sport. Proper legend Mr Chambers is. I'm hopefully going to be doing an interview with one of the riders he sponsored way back in the day, in the 80s. It would be Australian legend Jeff Leask. I've spoke to him, and I'm also going to do a interview with a road racer, which I haven't done yet, but he used to race motocross as well. I just think I've got an email of him somewhere as well. Yeah, I'll just double check him. Because I spoke to Doug DeBack as well. He's going to help me out with a couple of American legends, but he was a team manager of a Motocross Nations team at the weekend just gone by. Yeah, Bradley Smith. He used to race BSMA motocross that we all raced as schoolboys, British Schoolboy Motocross Association, and he ended up becoming a MotoGP rider and all that sort of stuff as well. I have spoken to him in the email. I'm going to do one with him, so that'll be something different. I've done World Enduro Champion Paul Edmondson. I was going to speak to David Knight as well, and then I thought actually that'd be cool as well. I did speak to a road racer. I did speak to Alan Carter, Kenny Carter's brother. That's in my recorded YouTube videos if you want to check this out. Everything that I do on here live, and everything I did before the lives on Skype when I first started in the COVID. All of it's recorded to my YouTube channel, so you can check out any of them in your own time. There's loads on there. Just go on to Motocross and Speedway Memories, MX and Speedway Memories on YouTube. There's my YouTube channel. Just check it out. And literally loads have been saved on there now. You can see it says live on there. Look, doing that there, but literally done loads. I'll give you a quick little rundown look for the Speedway fans. Lives with Bruce Cribb, Rick Miller, Neil Middleditch, Marvin Cox, Steve Schofield, Martin Dugard, Alan Rossiter, Bruce Pennell, Graham Jones, Sean Tacey, Jeremy Doncaster, Peter Collins, Sam Masters, Nigel Crabtree, Doug Wire, Jano Pedersen, Gary Avalot, Chris Morton, Calvin Tatum, Lance King with a guest appearance from Bruce Pennell, John Davis, Brian Carger, Barney Kennett, Jan Anderson, Alan Graham, Sean McConnell, Mikael Max, Samar Milenko, Ollie Olsen, Peter Carlson, Luke Becker, Bradley Wilson-Dean, Darcy Ward, Joe Screen, Chris Louis and Jeremy Doncaster together, Greg Hancock, Lawrence Hare, Paco Castagna with a guest appearance of his hero Stefan Everts, the motocross 10 times world champion, Alf Busk, Chris Holder, Alan Carter, which I just mentioned, Bruce Pennell and Eric Gunderson together, a Christmas special of John Davis, Dennis Sagalos, Neil Middleditch and the Cobra together. Ollie Olsen did another one before that as well. Per Jonsson, Eric Gunderson that was amazing as well. Hans Nielsen, Chris Morton, Ollie Allen, Simon Cross. He's another one I've got to do properly. Paul Hurry, John Davis, Mark Laram, Ronnie Corrie. And my first live was Andy Graham. And then the videos before that I did on the Skype was before I did the lives. I did Todd Wiltshire, Martin Smolinski showed us all around his workshop as well. Martin Dugard, Chris Harris, two-part Scott Nichols, Gary Avalok, Hans Nielsen, Lee Adams, Bruce Pennell, Alan Rossiter, Jason Crump. And yeah, there you go. That was the full rundown. Chasing loads of them, as you can imagine. Since I started this, 3 years ago now? Yeah, I'm chasing them all the time. I've been chasing Nicky Pedersen. That's going to hopefully do that in the winter. He's been said that the last 3 winters, so hopefully I'll get him this time. But I've been speaking to loads of riders, loads of speeder riders. It's just sorting out dates. It's not easy to do it sometimes around the time, with the riders abroad and all that sort of stuff in the times. And to make it 7 or 8 o'clock our time, I've spoke to so many Mick Shearer, loads of motocross ones, loads of American motocross ones, so many speedway riders I've spoke to lately. Oh, that's a good point. I've got to revisit that and check that out if he can do one. I spoke to Richard Knight. I'd like to get him on. Love to get Michael Lee on. I've asked him a few times, but one of my other heroes is Andrew Silver. I'm hoping one day I can get Andrew Silver on because he was one of my heroes, Hi-Ho Silver. But I'd love to get him on one time. Hoping to sort this out with Barry Briggs. I've been trying to chase that up. We did a test as well. Tony Briggs sorted me out of a test. And in the last couple of weeks, I've got to speak to OV Funding because I was just checking that that is his signature. And he said, yeah, so that was good. But yeah, I'm trying to get OV Funding on. That would be super cool. I'll probably send him this one, to be honest. And yeah, so I'll speak to you all soon. I'll leave you with the same quote I leave after every live is the old manlet on the old famous Ashby Levers that him and Martin wore. Dad was the old trump card at number 2 or in the reserve. Cheeky second string that used to be a trump card if he was going for it. What Brody said earlier was true, that my dad almost way too laid back. He was like that with me at motocross as well, so God knows how I was so competitive as I was. Must be from my mum. But yeah, he would like sometimes, they would get taken out of a race to put a heat leader in or something like that for a tactical or whatever they did, and that would fire him up, and then he'd go out and beat anyone, literally, as well. I've got the videotapes as well, beating like a Peter Collins or whoever, like, the number ones, but he almost needed to be like get mad to go and beat him, like, so he could do it. It's just that he was sort of more, he would go up to the tapes and do that, oh, so and so in this one and that, and be a bit more like that when he was laid back. But if they got fired up, taken out of a ride or anything like that, like, or when Martin didn't make Bristol away one night, they put Dad and then they announced him as number 1 or whatever it was, and the crowd booed and doing like, oh, can't put David in for Martin at number 1 or whatever, and Dad went out there and rinsed it all because they pissed him off. So basically, he had to be pissed off to go well. Flipping that. He's too laid back. But yeah, I was haywire for winning. That's all I cared about at motocross. Deadly. That was another nickname as well. Then I thought, can't put a nickname as Deadly because that's dodgy. But I did have a cool headline with Lethal. Lethal. That was cool. Maybe you should get your piloting plane. Yeah, maybe. Not got anywhere without Robin trembling. It's a bummer, isn't it, when I can't see the names. But hopefully they just let people come on and don't worry about it after that, because it's so annoying. You've got to try and let everyone know, because of course people just click straight on the video, which you would. You just click straight on the video to go in, but you don't see the link to go on and all that. But here's what I keep trying to tell everyone. Hopefully one day as well, they'll be able to link up, because I'm linked up to my YouTube channel, obviously. I'm linked up to the Facebook, the group and the page and Twitter, but hopefully one day it will link to Instagram as well. On the lives would be good. Hopefully they'll allow that one day, would be cool. But oh yeah, still didn't even say, I was still waffling. I didn't even say the my dad's quote. T-shirt's here somewhere. Where is it? That one? No. The T-shirt that Graham's got me printed is here somewhere, but I can't find it for a second. But my dad was saying, especially near the end when he was ill, he used to keep saying to me, "It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice." So we can all try, eh? Much love to you all. Good night and God bless. And I'll keep you updated with what I'm going to do next. Potentially a motocross one early next week, or maybe a speedway one. And then I'm going to be busy. I've been flat out now with all the stuff anyway for my event the following weekend, so it's going to be busy. And then hopefully I'll have some good news as well. Fingers crossed. But I'll let you guys know. Thank you very much all. Much love. Good night and God bless. Ciao.